Walmart, and Walmart for the whole area, by the way, for like 5 towns. And I was like, this is weird. Guy came up. And anyway, yeah, man, the power of those things is unbelievable. We got a lot of stuff this morning, and yeah, it's going to be busy time and a great time. I will say it's only a start, but it's been a long time since we've had so many good things going for the big three sports at the Miami Hurricanes. Coming off a national championship experience, one drive short of winning a national championship, to the Canes baseball team off to this 10-0 start. Getting ready to play the Gators in a 3-game series. Big test, all right? You're jumping up in competition. Gators have been one of the best teams in baseball now here for a while in college baseball. The story going on with that basketball team, 22-6, one of the top teams in the ACC. They've got Boston College. You can just go down there, man, and stay down there and have a great time in Coral Gables with the way all our teams. I'll tell you what, man. I just say this, President Joe. Can't say enough, Woody. It's not by accident. This guy takes over as all the changes are taking place right now in college sports, and we've beat him up. Some of you like him. Most of you don't like what's going on. It's the Wild West. Yes, it is. It's definitely professional sports now because college athletes are, well, for me, making a lot more money than I thought they were. I'm not a hater of making money, by the way, with my Tua take yesterday. Never mad at Tua for making all that money. God bless him. Everybody else would have done the same thing. Take it, and whatever he had to do, he got his money. But besides that, you just look at these teams. It's not by accident that all of a sudden you hire good people, you allow them to get really good players, and you put a priority on it, and you got the right guy leading it, and the right guy, not only did you go out and get a great athletic director, but you got a president behind this whole thing that loves and understands the importance of the image for that school and how important it is for the school. If we're going to do this, let's do it. Let's do it to win championships and not just survive and live off past history of what they've done, great things. I don't know about you. We're getting that way with We are starting to get that way. We've been that way with the Miami Dolphins. And it just gets old. It just gets old when you got to go back and we constantly talk about our history from 20, 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
Yeah, the 72 team. Like how many times have we seen them honor that? Well, and it's it's obviously a great
No, it should never be forgotten, but you'd like to
yes,
see
you'd like something a little more recent.
That's had big success, and the went on a long drought before what Mario just did, and the baseball team, and we, JD's got to hear about the World Series, and the college basketball team had a nice run a few years ago, but
a lot of those great players you see on the sidelines, like they're in the Hall of Fame now. They're older, right? A lot of those great players that come back to see the games.
Well,
those are older guys now.
And it is
last time those teams were great.
It is going to be a lot harder to ever get back to that on a yearly basis like they did. They had that great run. We've laughed about this time of year because we are always talking about 4 or 5 Miami Hurricane players going in the first round of every draft, and a lot of them do live here.
Mm-hmm.
But
that'll never happen anywhere, though. That kind of run.
Well,
it's so tough to be dominant now because there's so many things that
it
are
is
evened out.
But saying that, no. As far as first round picks, you're right. Dominating college football is going to be a little more difficult now with the money. The money is changing lives daily. But you look at early and watch a little bit yesterday those workouts, and I realized how impressive it was that Miami beat Ohio State. they got
a lot of good players.
They got a bunch of guys who look like the Olympic track team yesterday. Yeah. I've never seen more 240-pound guys going, oh, he's going in the first round. He's an outside raw. He's a linebacker. Oh, there's safety. And I'm like, oh my God, how many guys are going from there? But anyway, we got all that going on, and that's not it, man. Obviously we got the big DCC event tomorrow, which is going to be a big one. We'll be there all day ourselves, and then on top of that, the Heat will be will be coming home, and the Panthers got one more at home tonight before they hit the road. So we've got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. We'll catch up in the survey, NFLPA survey. I see it, and Dolphins winners, and again, and they were close to being winners last year, and the team report cards come out, voted on by almost 1,800 players. The union sends it out. Owners apparently don't like it. I'm guessing Stephen Ross likes it because he gets straight A's. He gets something I've never seen in my academic life, straight A's. This guy has everything. We've talked about it. He goes out of his way, and I'm just telling you firsthand, the plane is nothing like it. The jump and he made in the plane that we travel in, basically just not only the food and everything on the plane, but it's first class. Most of the airplane it's just unbelievable. The training facility, Woody, we've laughed about the grass and natural grass out there is it's the best grass made by mankind. It really is. He went out and bought his own grass farm. I had to think what you call it there. Grass farm. Used to say grass farm. Used to call it the grass farm, and that meant something else, smoking grass and all that stuff. But they got really, really great stuff.
Where is that thing? Do you know where they grow that grass?
Somebody said it's a couple hours away, but I don't know which way.
Out in the middle of nowhere, right?
And it's really interesting because I was curious because this guy was tired. This says Stephen Ross, this compliments Stephen Ross. He was like, hey, we had a complaint one game. The Jets were in town. The game the night before chewed up the Canes game, played in some rain, and the field got chewed up pretty good. So the Jets, pulling a Jets move, come down here, and they're complaining a little bit before the game. We're going to play on this. And it wasn't that bad. But the grass, and Stephen Ross wanted to know what happened. And so they had to tell him, like, hey, we can't get the grass we want, so we've had to get a different kind of grass. And he goes, go buy the company. Go buy. He said, yeah, we're in waiting line, and we're behind this, and we're behind golf. We're behind some football teams and some different teams. So they couldn't make enough grass where the Dolphins could get in. They're too far down the list of the amount of grass they made. So Stephen Ross goes out and buys the farm. And then I believe a lot of the guys that are involved in the crew that take care of the field at Hard Rock Stadium every day, keep it nice for soccer and change it out 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year. I don't know how many times they change. They can change it out the night before, and it's unbelievable the day of the game, and it doesn't move. I don't know how the hell they do it. I think it's one of the great miracles of life, the way you can put something down and like a day later you're playing on it and 320-pound guys and it barely moving the grass. But yeah, so it's a couple hours away. Woody, I don't know much about it. I'd be kind of cool to see what's going on.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
You've seen it. It looks like artificial turf. Remember, you and I are sitting out there. We're sitting out there one morning. You go, is that real? And we actually went out on it. You and I walked out on it, and I go, oh my God, it is real. So anyway,
I just wonder how they do that though, because like the weather's been really nasty lately. Like,
I don't
know.
It's all indoors. I don't know enough about it, but hey, so first class, which a big one, natural grass, the best.
Yeah, but if you're gonna lose with style, right?
Well, I'm going to get to that. Food, the food. They go out and hire these chefs. These guys don't leave. I mean,
Food's great over there.
They go and they work. Yeah. They work out, and then they're going. Are you leaving? And you guys want to go grab a bite to eat? Go, hell no, I don't want to go. We're over here. So guys want to be around. The facilities are great. Everything about it, except he spends all this money to make sure they have everything they need. Stevie the barber comes down, the best in the world. Everybody wants to get their hair cut by Stevie the barber. Only one thing's missing, man. You look good. You're treated like a king. You just don't win games. You just can't win enough games. I can't even imagine how frustrated Stephen Ross has been through this whole thing. They tell him, hey, we want to do this. Let's do it.
You think that's the problem, though?
What?
Like, is that part of the problem? Like, everyone's calling them the country club Dolphins. Like, I don't know, man. You guys didn't need all that stuff.
No.
I know that's big in college football now, too, right? Everyone's got, like, there's a big, contest of who can get the best facilities.
Well, I tell you, those lockers have nothing in common with the cockroaches running through my locker.
Yeah.
But So anyway, and to your point, so the teams that got flunking grades, I see Robert Kraft's all pissed off. How mad, Robert, how mad can you be about this thing getting out? You won 17 games. You won 14 games in the regular season and 3 to get to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Got your ass kicked, but you got there. And they're complaining. And the Steelers were the worst. And guess what they did to us on a Monday Night Football game? I mean, so I'm guessing, here's how I feel about this, overseeing this thing and seeing both sides. I call us the bridge in the morning, and we give our opinion, and somebody's always mad, but that's okay. So it's great, and it's great for those guys because they're checking all the teams and teams they've been on and what their buddies tell them, and the guys that have played here, obviously. But at the end of the day, the fans are going, that's great. But, so you spoil the hell out of these guys, and they don't play very well. Or you spoil the hell out of these guys and 7 wins and 8 wins, and it's the other team. By the way, it's Kansas City Chiefs. Remember that thing? Kansas City got blasted last year. Blasted for the bad marks. They don't care. It's bad. It's outdated. They said they're going to fix the locker room, and they didn't. It's our lockers, and these guys all go back to their colleges. By the way, that doesn't help either because I've talked to the guys. All these colleges have upgraded. What UM's doing now, they've all upgraded it. And so now they go to Kansas City, and nothing's good except the players. The most important thing. We played the 49ers in a Super Bowl before the day of salary cap. And they spent money. I don't know if anybody remembers the 49ers. They were spending money. Their old owner, before he got in trouble, he was spending money like DeBartolo. Was it DeBartolo? He spending money like crazy, and he was taking the team. This is when afterward they win a Super Bowl. He'd take the whole team and their wives to Hawaii for a week, pull everything paid for, vacation, and so we remember. We were getting ready to jump on the plane to go play the 49ers in the Super Bowl 19. And Mr. Robbie was bragging about you don't have to have great facilities or have the highest paid team. You just got to get the right people. And I think he was trying to everything from Coach Shula to, the most important thing to Joe Robbie's point is you just got to get the right players. All the other stuff really doesn't matter. And he was bragging about having one of the lowest payrolls in football, and we made it to the Super Bowl. Well, the problem is we had a lot of really good players on that team that weren't real happy. Clayton, Duke, A.J. Dewey, who else? I can remember Doug Betters, I think, was fresh off a Defensive Player of the Year award. So these guys are going, really, wow. This guy's bragging about us. They were pissed. So we got on the plane, and we had a bunch of pissed off guys. Now, we lost the game. But I remember everybody going, this friggin' guy's bragging about how low our payroll is. And I don't know, certain things stick with you through the years. And I was watching some of our best players, and they weren't real happy with the whole thing. But anyway, yeah, man. This is one of the things that I think I know I speak on behalf of Bo and some of the other guys that see it every day is like, man, they are living large. Mr. Ross deserves better than this. He deserves better than finishing number one. The problem is we don't have a Super Bowl championship for finishing number one through the NFLPA survey of how you're treated. The team, we call them the team report cards, is what they're actually called. Anyway, hey, we've got a lot of stuff to get to, man. A lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Got some more. Got another quarterback. It's going to be out on the new market. And Jamie Woody talked to me a couple weeks about this. We're just teasing you a little bit. And the guy went to his school, and he's kind of interested in maybe making a run at the guy. So
he got jumped pretty good while you were gone for bringing this up, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably why he hadn't been
Not
around.
a very popular take.
Well, we got to fill that position.
That's okay. He needed to taste a little of the venom.
We got to fill that position with some couple of guys here.
Some warm bodies.
Some warm bodies to get
Yeah.
out there and get into the competition. All right, we got that, and we got a lot of other stuff to jump to here on a Friday morning. As well, I'll tell you one thing: that combine. I would love anybody that's text us in the morning. Anybody like end of the day yesterday, kind of check out to see 40-yard dash times. Those Ohio State dudes, they run like a track meet. They got guys 240 that look like a damn track meet. Some of those guys are running. Can't believe it. Unbelievable. These guys physically just freakish what they're doing. Hey, something else freakish going on right now. That's your South Florida Chevy dealers. Looking for car, trucks, and SUVs, man. Well, listen, you got to stop by. 2026, best overall products we've ever had, and it's just getting better and better. You know, we've been doing this truck thing for more than 100 years. We got that truck thing figured out. Our number one selling trucks, man. We got a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. Doesn't matter, man. That's right. Chevy has been making and keeping a promise to America for over 100 years to build and make them better and better, dependable trucks for you. That's what we do, man. Chevy trucks can do it all, man. Power, efficiency, dependability, and capability. You just go through it all, man. It's your choice to get a truck absolutely perfect for you. I always say I feel like Chevy makes a truck that's almost custom made for your lifestyle, Monday through Friday and the weekends. There's a Chevy truck to meet your need. Midsize, full-size, heavy-duty trucks, they make them all. Chevy's been making and keeping a promise to America for over 100 years. We build dependable trucks for the most dependable people. Drive Chevrolet, built to handle all your needs from the busy work week to your weekend adventures. That's right, little fun with the whole family on the weekend. We got that truck for you ready to go right now. Remember, start your drive with Chevrolet. Visit your South Florida Chevy dealers this weekend.
Text W
talk about what we were just teasing. So Anthony Richardson is being allowed to seek a trade. He and his agent are allowed to go out and find somebody that's interested in. You can talk to any team you want. No tampering, and find out what's out there. See what you can get us, and we'll talk to him about getting a draft pick. Basically, when I hear that, they've given up on Anthony Richardson. When you tell a guy who, by the way, super talented, 23 years old, former Gator quarterback. What did he play? 12, 13 games and started. I know I talked to Nat Moore for a long time, who's very involved with the Gators, and said, hey, man, he needed another year, but how do you tell a guy that goes 4th overall in the draft and he knows he's going high in the draft to come back for another year? I fight with that one, but it's your kid, and you see he's got a cannon for an arm. I don't have to tell Gator, and you also saw him run 70 yards. He had a great run. Was that LSU or somebody had a great run? And you're going, wow, this guy's got freakish talent, but he needs more experience because he's got it. I mean, he's got the look of a NFL quarterback, does it all. Now you just need to, play more. You need experience. And, he made that decision. And again, your 4th overall pick, it's hard to go back to college. Something happens in college, you get hurt. And listen, he's been hurt a lot in the NFL. He can't stay healthy. Played 17 games, I think. Played in 17 games in 3 years. And we get on Tua. 17 games in 3 years. Big physical guy can't stay healthy when he runs. That's a bad combination too. But he's got a lot of talent. And then the one that gets me, 23 years old. 23 years old. I don't know what it would take to get him. I don't know what the Colts are, and so there's a hot topic yesterday with a lot of people, and they're going, well, his coach is an offensive-minded guy. Saw what he did with Daniel Jones last year, who clearly took that job. And a lot of it is because Anthony Richardson's always hurt, so Daniel Jones was out there, and they made a decision a couple weeks before the season started, and we saw it up close. He was really good against the Dolphins. And he went on to have a great year. And then he blew out his Achilles, and they didn't win another game. That just they went from looking like potentially a number 1 seed, and next thing you know, he goes out, and the Texans and the Jags go on a run, and they're out. So anyway, anybody, I'm teasing this thing a little bit. Jamie got me going. Do you make a run at him, or is he damaged goods? Is there something people are saying he can't do? By the way, he did break like rule number 1. He took himself out. The quarterback took himself. Jamie, am I right about that?
He was a young, immature player. He's still 23 years old, but
he took himself out of an NFL game, and he wasn't a wide receiver running takeoffs.
That was a bad look. I'm not going to defend him on that one. But everyone's talking about Malik Willis, and you're going to give him $30 million for an unproven guy. I'd rather take a shot on an unproven guy and get him way cheaper and kind of have an exit ramp if it doesn't work. And that's the situation with Anthony Richardson.
Well,
Malik Willis had some good starts, but
I don't know what, by the way, they're not just going to give him away. I mean, they're not going to, because they can keep him. They got him on the cheap for another year to be the backup quarterback. I don't think they think he's going to be a starter, but I
don't think there's any such thing as damaged goods anymore. Look what Sam Darnold did, man.
No.
These guys, if you put them in the right situation.
Would he damage goods?
Now, this guy stinks, but you never know.
Would he's missed more than half his games?
Yeah, I know.
With injury.
Well, some of those games were because Daniel Jones won the job, which, again, not a great look for Anthony Richardson, but he wasn't hurt.
That's true. But
I'm just not so big on this whole damaged goods thing anymore. He's too young, I think.
He had a freak accident before the game, right? With his eye or something?
It was something with his eye.
That was a weird one. And by the way, had a chance.
He's too young, though?
And he had a chance to flip his career around.
No, too young to throw him in the damaged goods pile.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. He's been hurt a lot running. And you're like, bro, if you can't run as athletic as you are, that's part of that.
At least it's not his head usually, isn't it? Like his shoulders and stuff he usually gets hurt.
I don't know. I'm not sure what his injuries have
I don't
been.
think he's a concussion guy.
Anyway, he's another guy that's got he's gonna wow you when he shows up that first day and you go, hey, can you throw me a little corner route? Far hash mark.
6'4", 245.
No. I saw it. Hey, he beat us one year. He actually ran around and made just enough throws to beat us 1 year when he first came in the league.
Yeah, the medical staff's probably like, maybe we should try to find someone a little less injury prone. But I'm kind of hoping this Malik Willis is the guy, man.
I know you
I
are.
was listening to Chris Sims talk about him and, and Florio, and I know we'll have him on later, but I'm kind of hoping he's the guy. Well, don't you? Don't you hope that these Green Bay guys come out and they say, man, we were with this guy for 2 years. He's fantastic.
Well, he's
going to be our guy. Like,
we're going to find out.
That'd be pretty cool.
We are going to find out by the and by the way, he's got a choice in this too. I keep thinking, well, if those guys want him. So the other part of this is, and it's a good point, if you're Malik Willis, there's going to be 2 teams probably interested in you, Arizona and Miami, who don't have the best rosters in football. So do you want to come play and going, oh, I've done that with Tennessee, and it's hard to win if you don't have a good enough system around you, good enough players around you, or will you to have success? So
the Dolphins roster, like offensively, is not, I mean, it's not great, but it's not also like total filth, right?
No,
like
I don't think so. No.
If you get good quarterback play, like, I'm not saying you're going to win the Super Bowl, but you could be competitive, right? You still got Waddle on the roster. You still got, Devon Achane on the roster.
Got those two
guys are very good players. Well, maybe Waddle's
they're
questionable
good
sometimes,
players.
but
they're good players.
But still, like, if you're looking at the teams, like, yeah, you could probably come in here and play some competitive football.
Well, they expect to win 4 games. That's what Vegas is saying.
Yeah, but that's without a quarterback. That's assuming Quinn Ewers is the quarterback, I would guess, right?
Woody, they're going to play. It's going to be the youngest roster in the history of this franchise. And by the way, it needed.
That's probably a good thing.
No, it is.
It was the oldest roster. It wasn't good either.
No, but I'm just saying there's growing pains. In case you didn't get to see all the young guys play last year. I don't know if you were watching.
But I think when they give you that win total, I think that's assuming that they are going to get poor quarterback play. Right?
Well, I think it's total roster. But yes, it starts with the quarterback. Yes, it does. 100% start with the quarterback.
If you brought in a quarterback that gave you a chance to win, gave you, mid to high level play, then
it's a big jump.
You'd win some games.
It's a big jump for the unknown.
I'm just hoping he's the guy, man. I'm
okay.
I'm really hoping that we find out they sign him and they hold a press conference the next day and they said, we've seen enough from this guy. We think he's the future.
They know him better than anybody.
Yes.
They know him better than anybody. I know everybody said that since we got both the GM and head coach, and I agree with it. And I think he's a hot name for 3 or 4 teams. Going to take a serious look at him to be the quarterback, to be the starting quarterback, because of and I get to this, the quarterback class coming out in this draft. Did you see, though, yesterday? I thought it was very, very interesting, and I'm bouncing around, not trying to get away from the Willis thing, but money's going to come into play. Nobody wants to hear it, but you got to be the right price too. If they do like him, they just can't pay stupid money for him with that resume of what he's done, I don't think. But the other thing is that's interesting, our boy Dan Orlovsky yesterday says, well, he's watched 8 games on Mendoza and 8 games on Ty Simpson, and Ty Simpson's been more impressive. But here's a great tease to TV tease.
Mm-hmm.
He's only watched the first 8 games of both players.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, brother, I've watched Dan the last 4 or 5 games, and Mendoza has done everything he needs to. We saw him make the great run up the middle that everybody's going to remember. That's going to be the poster of Indiana football now for next year. Him reaching the ball out, running that quarterback draw up the middle for the game-winning touchdown.
We have a statue of that.
And
soon,
right.
That'll be
6'6", long guy reaching out, bouncing off a linebacker and going into the end zone.
There's only one person that matters in that decision, right? That's Tom Brady.
Yes.
Tom Brady thinks that's the guy, then he's the guy.
But he is trying to put Ty Simpson, who, again, Mendoza's got a lot of starts besides all the numbers he put up. But he said Ty Simpson's been more impressive to him.
Mm-hmm. He's also one of the biggest Tua defenders we've had in
the
national people.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, he was.
I like Dan Orlovsky a lot, by the way. I don't just come off like
this
that.
not
I dislike him. I really do
No,
like
no,
him.
there's nothing. It's just that
but
everybody's got different opinions.
he was a big Tua defender for a long time.
But he's the first guy I've heard that Ty Simpson so far. He's only been through 8 games, and both those guys played in the playoffs. And I'm like, man, not like Ty Simpson didn't have any talent on that team now at Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's basing that off of necessarily, but I mean, he could be right.
He could. I don't think that.
I think Mendoza clearly had some good players around him too, they ran a very efficient system.
I think
that team was very robotic.
I think most people believe if you're going to go the opposite of what I'm saying.
Okay.
This guy's Mendoza is clearly ready to play. And because he's so smart, he's got experience. What are you talking about? What are you laughing about?
I'm not laughing about anything. Like you say clearly.
What, because you didn't play at Alabama? You just gun ho, just take another Alabama guy?
Yeah. Like these surefire quarterbacks have never not panned out.
I
agree with you. I do think he's a good player, but you'd never know how the game's going to translate to the next level, man. You don't know how long it's going to take. Remember, Trevor Lawrence is the last guy that was drafted that was the surefire, right? They said Trevor Lawrence was going to be an NFL star when he was a freshman in college.
I think the path how he did it, going from Cal to Indiana, started at the bottom, has had to prove everything, and then the throws he makes in big games. That third and long back shoulder. What are you laughing about again? Do you watch?
I'm not laughing. No.
You're laughing.
Somebody said something funny.
Oh,
someone said Mendoza will not be a franchise guy. Joe watches 4 games drunk, but knows more than Orlovsky.
We'll see. You think Orlovsky?
You weren't drinking at the national championship game, were you?
I had 2 beers. I didn't get. Hey, man.
All I'm saying is you just never know, like how guys are going to pan out at the next
level.
You never know.
I agree. But
Caleb Williams looked like he was going to be a bust for a minute there.
Yeah,
now the guy looks like he's the next Mahomes or something. You never know.
I think the coaching and the right system has something to do with it. Here's the other part of this quarterback thing. A lot of good quarterbacks have been 1st and 2nd overall picks, and the team can't figure out around them, and they never look good. And Caleb was looking that way. And then they get the offensive coordinator comes in from Detroit and puts in a system. Anyway, hey man, we'll see. We'll see on that whole thing. This is the first guy to come out and say that Mendoza is not the first guy, and Ty Simpson's a lot closer. Meanwhile, a lot of other guys have Ty Simpson at the bottom of the first round. So we'll see. 15 starts in his career. Mendoza's got to have, do
you have any preference
30,
at this
40?
point, by the way, with any of these situations? Like, to me, the ideal situation would be if these guys said that Malik Willis was the guy and they were able to sign him to a short-term deal. But that would, like, to me, would be the ideal scenario. Without knowing what they think of him, obviously, except for what they've said publicly, right?
Well, the way I hope someday is we draft a guy, preferably in the first round, and he comes in and ends up being the guy. It hasn't happened in a long, long time, but ends up being the guy for not 5 or 6 years, but ends up being the guy for more than a decade and goes through a couple of contracts. And
you want a Josh Allen.
I didn't say Josh. I could have said Marino. I didn't do it. I'm just saying get that.
I went more recent.
Yeah.
Those are hard to find, man.
Hard to find.
Those guys are hard to find.
I do agree with you on that one. All right. Hey, listen, you and your buddies over there that you're laughing about. I thought you were laughing about
I thought it was.
I'm glad you do that, though. You live by whatever those guys say, so I'm not surprised. Hey, we got more stuff to get to this morning. I do want to tell you about Chapman Partnership and the great work they're doing here early in the morning. Usually talking about them later in the afternoon, but I want to tell you, man, great work for the homeless. Really do. And they just put together a lot of great programs, and it's not just stop by, grab a meal. We feed them. We let them take an occasional shower and hit the streets and bug people in cars, and you see them, and people are frustrated, and the homeless problem's not going away. But I'll tell you what, Chapman Partnership has 2 great facilities in Dade County. It's really about rehabilitation. It is, man. It's so much more than just providing a bed and some food. It's caring support, wraparound services, and programs that they put together. Chapman is focused on building pathways for success for clients through the great programs they have. And they put together some really good programs that are working. Join me at WQM to show support to one of my favorite charities that really makes a difference in our community through workforce development, education, and all the other services and programs, and all the doctors that donate their time, mental health doctors, dentists, to help the homeless, man, get back out on their feet, find a job, find an apartment. They're doing it all, man. Chapman Partnerships got so many levels of support for the homeless, and we got so many great stories of giving families and individuals a second chance. Any level of support is so impactful. I talk about all the great work Bam Adebayo's been doing over there. Let's help support families and individuals overcoming homelessness at Chapman here in 2026. Go online to chapmanpartnership.org. Thank you so much.
Hurricanes basketball play.
weekend here, Joe.
Good
but,
one.
That Heat loss, that stung last night.
Yeah. Hey, they got this problem. They know it. They don't have a star to take over games at the end. They need a guy. They need a Maxey. There's a guy, by the way. How about that guy? He's turned into a frontline star. 28 points on the night. So they dig a big hole. They come back to take the lead, which they do. They were fighting to get back in it. Then you got a game tied at 117 with a little over 2 minutes left, and they don't score again. 7-0 run to end the game by the 76ers. They score the last 7. Embiid ends up with 26 and Maxey 28. And they just come up short. And you look and you go, well, Bam had a nice game. By the way, this is kind of how we thought it was going to be this year. Not that Bam's going to score 29 every night. He doesn't. But he had 29 and 14, and Tyler comes off the bench and has 25 points, starts the second half of that game because of an injury, but to the starter lineup. But they just can't close. This kind of happened in the Milwaukee game. They just – remember, Milwaukee went on a 16-2 run to win that game. And last night, you got to have guys at the end of games, man. You got to have go-to guys that can make shots. They don't have them. I don't know about not playing hard or any of that stuff. I think they play hard. I don't see guys dogging it. I know one thing about Spo. If you don't play hard, he'll call your ass out. He's still got a little old school that way.
No wrong in that first half. That kind of dug yourself that big hole at halftime.
I mean, play hard enough.
Effort was the issue in the first half, I feel like.
Yeah.
So what changed in the second half for you guys?
So we played harder. I mean, obviously you see the energy shift when we're playing harder, we're diving on the floor and making multiple efforts.
This was a big game, a lot, some stakes to it in the standings. How do you kind of explain that effort was an issue just in the early on in the first half? The game with some importance.
Didn't play hard enough, bro. I mean, I don't know how to explain effort. You can clearly see we weren't making enough of an effort to get guys off the line and make multiple efforts.
All right, so Bam's take is he didn't like the effort in the game. We can't blame Khalil Ware. He didn't play very much. We're back to that.
That's weak, man. You hear that after the game?
Yeah.
We didn't play hard enough.
Suppose guys play hard. Now, listen, I'm not saying they always play smart. Sometimes they make mental mistakes. They don't make shots. They go through droughts of not being able to score. But I don't know. Listen.
I'm just getting tired of, the Khalil Ware thing's one thing. These guys, they stick with them, and they go, well, they got upside, and, they're our guys, and it's like, just get rid of these guys, man. Do what you need to do to land someone who can play. It's enough with, trying to cling to these guys, Jovic and Khalil and all that. Just come on, man.
Yeah, the Jovic.
Tired of hearing about
the
upside.
Jovic thing is constantly either not playing well or he's hurt. And that's a bad combination he's going through right now. All right, so the other kind of nice story is Embiid coming back, man. I thought he was done, Woody. Those knees, I'm like, how many times? And he's had, all kinds of the latest in technology medically for his knees. And they're obviously being real careful with them, but he had 26 points last night. I tell you what, the Panthers game, which started a little bit earlier, that thing actually didn't. But Panthers 5-1 over Toronto, got off to a great start. 3 goals in that first period. Brad Marchand and gets his 26th and 27th goals of the season. They're right back at it tonight against Buffalo at home. So back-to-back games at home, and they're going to be playing a lot of games in a short period of time. And listen to all those guys, and Paul Maurice said the same thing here on the show just a few days ago. Hey, man, we know what we need to do, and that's a great start for them against Toronto team last night. Beat them up pretty good, and so they get that first win, and they just need to start putting them together. And obviously, you still need a lot of help and need some teams to cool off and come back and join them. The only thing they can do is just got to keep winning. Got to keep winning at this point. And then down in Coral Gables, man, what a fun story. What a great story. Baseball team off to a 10-0 start. I don't care who you're playing, but they are going to step up in competition starting tonight with the Florida Gators. First of 3 games there. And so they'll get a good test. And then on top of that, the basketball team, 22-6, playing Boston College, who got a nice little win the other day. Who'd they beat? They beat somebody on a tap-in at the end. I saw the highlights of Boston College. They don't have a lot of wins, but need to get that one with just a couple of games left. And so a lot going on down in Coral Gables. What's that, 2 o'clock start, Woody? Is that what you said for tomorrow?
Yes.
Against BC?
And then I think the baseball game is at 6 tomorrow, I want to say.
Oh, they got that
7
perfect.
o'clock and 6 o'clock. Although I will tell you, I do believe Friday and Saturday is sold out from what I saw on social media. Don't quote me on that, but
oh, listen, man, you got
that's going to be a
tickets.
hot ticket,
That's
obviously.
great, yeah. Gators and Canes. Gators really built that program up. What a hell of a facility they have, too, up in Gainesville. Since I got the tour up
Well, they
there.
spend all their money on baseball?
Spend their money on everything.
Because football stinks.
You got to see they spend a lot of money on football too. It just hasn't worked out. The softball field, the ladies got a beautiful facility too. Watch the softball game also. I did it all.
Sound like
Woody.
someone who spent money over there.
Yeah, man. When you spend money, honey, let's go around and see everything. Somebody wanted to give me the tour, and I went, okay. So
Joe Rose Field, is that the softball complex?
Man, no.
there?
There are a lot of people paying a lot of money for all that. There's a lot of Bull Gators with a lot of money. Don't worry about Gator money. If they need to get something done, you don't hear them. If they need to get rid of somebody, they get rid of them. They're not doing that Seminole thing of like, he just makes too much money. We can't get rid of him yet. They're not doing that. Not saying, I'm not trying to get everybody in a little pissing contest between Florida State and Florida this morning, but Florida's got money. You just ever go out and see where the Bull Gators are? What is that Bull Gator thing? Is that somebody have to help me out? Is that $10,000 a year? Used to be, I think it was like $10,000 a year you have to give, and they got a lot of people giving a lot more money than that. So
people not happy about that the BAM comments there
about him saying the effort wasn't there.
Yeah, that's such a weird. I mean, I get it, man. He's frustrated by that. He was ripping the play-in tournament. We shouldn't be a play-in team, and it's got to be very frustrating.
Well, you know what's frustrating? They're way down. They came back and took the lead in that game. If you turned it on, then were they down like 15? They come back to
typical NBA game though, right?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, they can't score. They don't have a guy that they can throw the ball to that can knock down shots at the end of games. They get outscored 16-2 to end the game against Milwaukee. And last night, 76ers scored the last 7 points of the game on a tie ball game. And look at who missed the shots. 2 guys that had the most points. So, and you're playing against, Philly's a better team than the Heat. Do you agree with that? You look, they got Maxey. We don't have Maxey.
A better team.
Maxey, by the way, he's a first-round pick.
He is good. Embiid is very good, too, when he plays.
When Embiid plays.
Which is rare, but he's
still
puts up monster numbers.
The way they're playing him, they got him on you talk about
he puts up video game numbers when he gets out there,
but he, they got to watch.
Still a freak, man.
That
size.
Actually moves better than I thought he would with
he's had a pretty good season. Considering the amount of games he's played, he's had a pretty good season.
And he just looks a lot better than he did to start the year. When he looked like a big stiff out there. And I was like, oh boy, he might have to shut it down, but moving pretty well. Anyway, so we've got all that stuff going on here, Woody. We're running up against 7 o'clock hour. Alan Poupart is going to join us this morning. We'll talk to him. I know I brought up some things yesterday, and he had sent me a little text message. So anyway, we've got a lot, man. A lot going on. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'll be at the DCC and for the big event tomorrow out there. Big fundraiser and just turned into unbelievable. 16th year. 16 years ago, Mad Dog started this thing, put Mad Dog out in front and jumped on the bike. He didn't do the whole ride, but was on that bike. And 16 years later, they have gone over $100 million raised in the 16 years. I think they raised almost $15 million this year. I think they had 8,000 registered and expecting a couple thousand more. Blues Traveler will be performing after the events are over, the walk and the run and the cycling. So a lot of stuff at Hard Rock Stadium. If you don't have plans, like to get a ticket to come out and see it, love to see you. Love to make a donation. It's for a great cause, man. Helping Sylvester and the Cancer Center down there with all the research they've been doing with all that money. All right, 7 o'clock hour's coming up, man. Lot more to get to here. Hope everybody's off to a nice start here on a Friday. Want to talk about hurricane season? It's right around the corner. Man, protect your home with Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing. You know, Shed's one of the guys that says, he goes, hey, man, you know what? We've been lucky the last couple of years, right? We have. The island's been getting beat up, but we've been lucky here in South Florida. And but just a matter of time. You can't control where those hurricanes end up and how strong they're going to be. There is one thing you can do, and you can protect your home with the best products. And Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing would love to do it for you. Got an old leaky roof. Let's start there. Replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or you can call 954-500-LOCK during working hours. They got a great staff for all your questions. Get you all started, covering all of South Florida. Loctite Impact, windows, doors, and roofing.
Lucky
3.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less than your price at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who beat the Leafs 5-1. The Cats will play the back end of their back-to-back tonight when they host the Sabres. The puck drops at 7 from Amerant Bank Arena. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. Over to Hoops and the Heat, who fell to Philly 124-117. Next up, the Heat will host the Rockets tomorrow at 3:30. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And tomorrow, the Hurricanes will return home to take on Boston College. Tip-off is at 2 from the Watsco Center. You can catch that game on 560 AM. And the baseball, the Marlins will continue spring training against the Phillies. The first pitch is at 105 from Clearwater. And the Hurricanes will begin a 3-game series with the Gators. Tonight's first pitch is at 7 from Mark Light. Joe, we'll go back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you. Mike Florio is going to join us later in the show, and he's at the Combine. It's really interesting. All the interviews always seem to go, besides interviewing the players, goes right back to quarterbacks. Well, first thing, if you're a GM there and you don't have one, they're either talking about open competition between two guys, or you're talking about J.J. McCarthy bringing in competition for him, or we need to find a guy. But it's amazing. It is amazing for as many guys that play the quarterback position. I don't think it's all quarterbacks either. A lot of it is systems and not enough talent around the quarterback, but it's amazing. We come up 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks short, and then you have situations like the one with the Colts. They didn't have a backup quarterback. Now, the backup was injured. And third guy, actually, rookie, he got a little banged up too, but they didn't win another game. Colts did not win another game after a great start, and I don't know how many games were left when Daniel Jones got hurt. I want to say 6 or 7 games left, but they don't win another game. Texans go by them, Jacksonville goes by them, and they're out. It is incredible what a shortage of quarterbacks with a handful of teams. 2 handful maybe of good, solid quarterbacks you feel good about, and then you got guys that are hanging in there. And Aaron Rodgers, listen, if he wants to play, somebody's going to take him. Somebody's going to take him. By the way, if they turn that thing into Minnesota, if he goes to Minnesota, and they turn that into an open competition, he's going to win that job. At 41 or 42 years old, he's going to beat McCarthy out. That's going to happen. So it's amazing. And that thing in Cleveland, that's talking about 9 lives. Do you see that one? Deshaun Watson can get a chance to compete for a job after all this time. Now he's going to compete against Sanders for the starting position, unless they had somebody else. What they have, 6 quarterbacks last year, Woody? We were talking at one point, Cleveland had.
It was something like, well, they drafted, 2 of them?
They drafted 2. By the way, 3rd-round pick, basically not even talking about him, but.
The Massage King still there.
Massage King's going. He's there. He's
still has the crown, by the way. Justin
honestly,
Tucker tried to take it from him, but he still has the crown.
Yeah, he is. By the way.
Tried.
Even with a shortage of kickers and a couple of tryouts, you notice he didn't get a job last year.
He had the Tiger Woods effect, right? You stop doing what you're doing, all of a sudden you can't play anymore.
Well, he went all in. When I know a guy's all in, he went devout Catholic.
Yeah, he went religious.
No, he didn't just go Catholic. But when you go, no, I'm a hardcore Catholic. I'm devout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Was that part-time? What you call it?
That's what I told you I'm part.
Yeah.
You know what part-time Catholics are?
Ones that go to church and then go to massage parlors? I don't
know. You're a bad guy. Why am I talking to a Jewish guy like that?
Yeah, right.
Hey, so it's you go to Christmas and you go to Easter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then occasionally you go, hey, we had a good week. Let's go over to church.
It's good, man.
And I see Father Ed. God bless. I love Father Ed. I do. He's out in front, and he's the best. Father Ed of Bonaventure, man. If you're out that way, he is special. He is one of my all-time favorite priests. Even all the ones that we had growing up, used to come to dinner on Sunday, and Mom and Dad had him over there and sit around and talk. Great Irish priest growing up. But this guy's he's all-time favorite. Make sure that gets back to Father Ed that I was bragging about him. Joe Z's over there. See Joe Z over there. Joe Z and the family.
But they were mean to you growing up. You always tell your story.
The nuns, bro, not the priest.
Okay.
Difference.
Gotcha.
I think the nuns are about done now. I can't speak. I haven't been to a lot of Catholic schools, so I don't know.
They're out of the game.
But I got to tell you, and they had a green light, man. First of all, I noticed growing up, the priests were scared of the nuns.
Really?
I don't know, like, you know, I know it's a great, the one thing about it, the priests and the nuns, they make a big commitment to their lifestyle and serving the Lord. And
no relations?
No marriage. No marriage. You know about the other things. I know you're trying to, don't try to get me into other things.
I do.
Don't do that to my church. Do not do that. But I got to tell you, those nuns, man, I've done this before, and I've been affected like so many things throughout my life. Yeah, you go on a Tuesday to catechism, and my mother, of course, is on and off as one of the catechism teachers. But those back then.
And what is that? What is catechism? What is that?
Teach.
Okay.
Get you caught up for confirmation if you're not going to Catholic school every day. And so, but they were there. So we come in from the public schools, the Catholics, and my town was basically all Catholic. I'll bet 80% Catholic of the 10,000 people. And Woody, you know, we come in and you're not paying attention, or they had a green light on the ruler. I'm not paddle. I'm not going to exaggerate the paddle and the open hand. And if they had to hit you, and they always seem to be like, sometimes they have movies out like Beautiful Nuns and stuff. These are older nuns, so they're a little ornery as they're getting closer to retirement, nun retirement.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they could smack you, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not just me; it's coast to coast. I've had matching stories with all the. You know, my team was heavy Catholic when I came in, and hey, man, were they like, oh man, they were mean, okay? And there were nuns everywhere, but I don't hear about nuns anymore. I don't hear about it. But the priests are always kind of mellow guys. The priests are, you know, they do their confessions and they're around for you to talk to and stuff. Really good guys. The priest experience for me was great growing up. And then I met Father Ed, man. He's different level. Everybody likes Father Ed. This guy, Father Ed, fame. All you got to do is say Father Ed anywhere in South Florida and go, oh, yeah, Father Ed's a man. Yeah, he is. He's great. Big sports fan, listens to the station.
Well, I didn't know Josie was going there. Maybe that's why the Canes been playing so well.
Josie's a good Catholic.
I'm doing a lot of praying.
Hey, listen, Josie and Don Bailey and all the rest of them deserve this, man. It's when it's bad. And those guys been around to see what it was like when it's really good. But to have a basketball team, the baseball team off to an undefeated start, and the football team, most importantly, getting to the national championship game, it's been a hell of a start, man.
Brought up DBJ. So DBJ showed up for the North Carolina game, which is like he always shows up for the big games. But things are going really well when he comes over and says hello at the Virginia Tech game. Like then things are going well.
Oh, he's starting to show up to games.
He's showing up.
He's just showing up because they're good now.
I mean, we got DBJs walking around one side, Monroe sitting courtside on the other side. Like the whole, everyone's there, man. The whole crew is there.
It's
But when DBJ shows up and it's not a marquee matchup,
you're taking a somewhat of a
shot.
At him. No, you're taking a shot.
I hope
at
to
DBJ.
see him on Saturday. To be honest, maybe he'll be there for PC.
DBJ's got a lot of stuff. He got a lot of carpet going in.
I know he's a
man.
busy guy.
He got a lot of flooring going in these days. Okay. Can't just be around.
I love that guy.
He's the best. DBJs of the world, man. But hey, a shout out to that president at the University of Miami, man. Starting, and I'm not taking away from anybody else. I had somebody go, hey, you don't give everybody else enough credit. And I know you like the president. I do. I'm a big fan.
Who are you not giving enough credit to?
Well, they just say, we got athletic directors and we got other people that got this thing. They're part of getting this thing turned around. And it's true. But I got to tell you, man, the day they named that guy Hospital flipped around. Everything got better. That guy is
and it's not just football. Like, it would have been easy to just focus on football, but they're crushing it everywhere else too, which is the really cool thing.
leadership is very, very important. And he made a commitment to sports like the university, and it's not a shot at anybody. Sometimes I say things, and instead of Brad, it sounds like I'm not taking shots at anybody else, but he's taking a commitment to that university like we've never had. Never. Jimmy Johnson used to fight with the guy. He didn't think the guy was aboard. He just went out and won games. He grabbed all these guys and they just won. There wasn't a guy like they were kind of in, but this guy, especially in this world of the transfer portal and the NIL, and we're gonna, we got to play the game now, or SEC and Big Ten are gonna chew us up. And he goes, that ain't gonna happen anymore. And facilities, they're getting better and better. If you haven't been out there, any of you UM fans haven't been down there, get down there. Get there a little early if you're going to the basketball game or the baseball game, because a lot of good things are going on. A lot of good things are going on down there.
Big weekend on campus.
Smoking Joe has, I love you, man.
He's the nicest guy too, right?
Good guy.
Really is.
Absolute best. Sat with his wife at the championship game, and she's wonderful too. They,
boy, who else was in that suite?
bro,
Every day you drop a new name.
I
on
know.
us. My God,
it was a who's who. It was
Yeah.
a who's who box I was sitting in. I don't want to rub it in anybody's face.
I
All
might
right.
tag along with you when we get to that game next year.
Hey, man, we've got a lot of stuff. Anthony Richardson didn't do anything for you? Are you
Man,
get past he was a Gator.
no, it's not that he was a Gator. We're trusting these new guys, right?
Jamie's a Gator, so you think he's too close to it. Is that the
Jamie's too close to all the Gator stuff because he's always wrong about it.
All right.
He was. If you were ever going to fade someone during the college football season, this was your guy. He had bad reads on every Gator game. Terrible reads on them.
Hey,
It was a rough year for me. It was a rough year. But
hey, Jamie, man, I love your take, brother. He hit me with it all the way down to get that coffee. He's walking right next to me going, hey, Joe, 23 years old. You've seen the upside. Yeah.
I'm just hearing you guys talking about giving Malik Willis the house and keys to the entire program.
You didn't hear me say that yesterday, brother.
Yeah, I know. You and Bo were arguing back and forth with this guy over here, and we could get the same kind of situation with Anthony Richardson, but for way cheaper. The way I see it, both these quarterbacks are unproven guys that don't have a ton of starts with
There he is.
with
Listen to that
potential
passion.
and upside. And you could get Anthony Richardson 3 years younger than Malik Willis with more NFL starts for cheaper. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Well, the only thing I'll say is listen to our general manager, and I agree with this. Don't go changing, and that is draft picks are very important. So everybody wants to throw in draft picks, whether you've got to get 2 out of town or draft picks to trade for a quarterback.
We got to trust
They're
these
pretty
guys, though,
important.
man.
Oh, no,
I
I'm
don't wanna
trust.
put my name on another
Oh,
quarterback.
no, listen, I'm glad you said
I own
that.
that Tua thing. We were big on giving him the contract, and so we have to own
Hey,
that. But
I am all in on the Miami
Whoever they
Dolphins
want.
GM
let them figure
and
it out.
head coach. Go get it. It's
I hope it's Malik Willis. I
Okay.
really do.
you can have your favorites, but
I don't have a favorite. That's without really knowing anything about
no,
the guy.
I'm with you.
This
too.
is more of like they've been around him for multiple years. If they think he's the guy, that would be very convenient.
Nobody knows that guy better. No one.
Yep.
No one in the league more than the guy's a defensive coordinator last year for the Green Bay Packers, now the head coach for the Miami Dolphins. If he likes him, great. If he doesn't, he'll tell you all you need to know.
Chris Sims likes him, and he was the ultimate Tua hater, so maybe he's on
Oh,
to
my
something.
God. They've been lighting Tua up, man. Ooh, boy, I heard
Well, Chris
that
was like
yesterday.
an originator of the Tua sucks thing.
And then
Remember, he got jumped by that whole crew pretty good.
He said that. Oh, he brought that up.
It got vicious.
And by the way, one of the reasons he didn't want him back this year is if whoever starts at quarterback, and it's not Tua, if he struggles, you're going to have all kinds of problems with that Tua fan club that's still around. He said that. Anyway, I got to talk about somebody I'm passionate about. I love talking about, I just call them Gary and Harvey. And I'm talking about Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. Yes, the partners of Cohn and Judy Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys in Plantation, the same partners that will handle your case from start to finish. Slip and fall, automobile accident, anything that you're going through right now that has pain that's caused you a lot, and you need somebody to represent you. How about getting 30 years of experience from Harvey and Gary? Not a bad way to go. Big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. They believe in communication and keeping you updated on your case. And if you happen to have gone with another law firm and you're not happy, you can leave anytime you want and go to Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, and all the things I'm talking about you're going to see in person. Yes, they are friends of mine, and they're really good at what they do. I love it. I tell everybody what they do. Tell them to go to CohnandJudah.com and read the reviews of what people are saying about them. The great service, the keeping them updated on their cases, all those things that should be important to you. And if you feel like you're getting a handoff and not with the people you thought were going to be handling your case, the ones that do the TV commercials, you won't have any problem with that with Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah. They got you from start to finish. There's no handoffs. They leave handoffs for football. Go to CohnandJudah.com, 866-FAIR-FEE. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
WQA.
And welcome back, and happy Friday to everybody out there, man. Busy weekend of sports here in South Florida. A lot. Boy, the Panthers got off to a great start. Last night against Toronto, got off to a real fast start. 3 goals in that first period. Brad Marchand, a couple of goals last night, number 26 and number 27. Sabres tonight, so Panther fans, go out and enjoy yourself. Nice celebration. By the way, great celebration before the game for real nice for the for Tkachuk last night, Matthew Tkachuk, and the celebration they had, and of course our general manager is part of the Olympic team as well, assistant general manager for that. So it was great. It really was, and so they had that. I guess they're probably doing that all over for the American team and the guys that played for it that are part of that gold medal, and so cool last night to see that. Then they went out and just, man, they just look fresh. They look great. Now, some guys have had some time off, but most of their guys have been playing in the Olympics. And those guys understand how important all these games are, man, to win. They got to keep winning. So good start. No time to rest. Buffalo tonight. And then they're off and running. They got a lot of games in a short period of time. The Miami Heat end up losing 124 to 117. And if you're watching there early on, they were down 13, 15, 16, whatever it was, ended up being. They end up coming back to tie that game up, 117 each with 2:24 left, which they do. I mean, this team, they're fighters. I don't buy the effort thing. I really don't, because Spo would never put up with effort. I'm not saying there aren't mental mistakes, and those type of things, but let's be honest. We don't sit around and complain about the Panthers and Heat and effort. We just don't.
I agree with you, but it's still not great to hear your top player talking about it after the game.
I understand. That could have been frustration.
It was definitely frustration. He went on and
I mean, he had one of his best scoring nights. He had 29 points. And
you just don't want to hear that kind of stuff.
But I read into Bam and was like, all right, you're frustrated, and some other guys, but one of the problems is the last 2 games, they were outscored 16-2 to finish the Milwaukee game. They're in great shape in that game. And then last night, it's 117, and Philly scores the last 7 points of the game. You got a guy's going to make shots. I don't care if you take threes or, higher percentage shots inside. I really don't care, but you got to make them. And I think that's what this team's missing, clutch shooters at the end of the game. I tell you, they don't have a Maxey on this team. They don't have a guy. He is just, you got to talk about guys really first-round pick, but former first-round pick, but he has really worked on his game. He's fast. He gets the basket. He knocks down threes. And Embiid's made a nice little comeback. I think after last year, a lot of people, man, he might be in trouble. And they're keeping track of his minutes and how much they use him and getting the most out of him last night. So he had 26 points in that game. But I just don't. And listen, I know Bam's frustrated as the leader of the team, but you got to make shots. And I want the right guys taking threes at the end of the game. And then when you lose these kind of games like they have the last 2 road games, and now I believe they're home tomorrow against the Rockets, who are going to be feisty. It's going to be a tough one. They have one of the better records in the West. I don't know what to do, man. And then the other thing is, I mean, this Khalil Ware, well, are we just going to blame him last night? They didn't like his effort, so he played what he played. Did he play his normal 10 minutes last night, or what's the deal there? And I know it has to do with lineups and matchups and everything else. What a tease that's been, by the way. We talk about him. The league talks about him all, the upside of Khalil Ware. And I'm like, hey, some nights he got trouble getting on the court. He seems to be the only guy who gets punished minutes when he, don't like what I'm seeing. Come over here, Khalil. Come here. Come over here.
You know how that goes, though, Spo's doghouse.
Oh, no. Spo's doghouse.
He didn't do that to you for a whole season.
He'll say it's not that, and he likes what he's doing.
He benched Duncan Robinson for a year.
Duncan went from that was a strange one. Didn't he score have a lot of points and that was it? Whatever
well, they needed him in the playoffs that year. Remember, he didn't play the entire season, and he came in the playoffs and played really well.
Yeah, he that was a tough one.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey man,
you know how that goes.
I know Bam believes they're a better team than the play-in teams that they're at. And you know what's crazy? You look last night, I was looking at the standings last night again. They're only a few games out of the 6th spot. But saying that, one of that team is the team they played last night, by the way. And even after losing that big lead, they find a way to make shots at the end and close it out. And how many of these games come down the last few minutes, making shots at the end and getting stops at the end of the game? And they haven't done a good job of it. Have not done a good enough job of that. And by the way, we're sitting here talking about Spo's one of the best coaches. You know, one thing about we do know this, we got 2 of the best coaches for our basketball team and our hockey team that are in the game. I don't know. I'm not saying one, but 2 of the best for sure. But man, this thing with Khalil Ware and the way I hear everybody else around the league talk about him, and he's got to be in the deal, and everybody, the upside of this guy, because he had a couple teaser games. Remember, he went 25-15 or 28-15 against a couple teams. There, wow, he's going to be something.
As good as Spo is, though, you got to have some stars, man. Have some guys that can.
You need
step
a lead
up and play a little bit.
You need a lead dog.
Do the Heat have? I mean, would you put any of their players in the top 25 in the NBA? Probably not, right?
I don't trust.
You have a top 30. I don't know where you put Bam.
Well, Bam's up there, but
Tyler is just. I mean, he can score. He doesn't
did last
impact
night.
Winning.
Started second half and
there's a lot of Tyler
well.
heroes out there, though, man.
But again,
there's nothing that he does that is really dynamic.
He's a good offensive
There's a
player.
lot of guys that on bad teams will put up numbers.
Tyler's he just missed so many games. I mean, this for talking about contract, and I think didn't Riley hit him with that show me before you get paid, and he goes, all right. And he's missed, on pace to miss a ridiculous amount of games. That's not going to get you a new contract, even if he finishes this thing out with a bunch of good games. It's just not enough. Durability's part of this deal, and it's not his fault. He didn't get hurt on purpose. Nobody gets hurt on purpose, but you miss a lot of time, and it's the same as playing poorly. If you can't play, it's even worse. So anyway, we've got to go to break here. We got a lot of stuff this morning and a lot of things going on in the National Football League, man. And one thing about it, if you're watching this combine, it gives you something every day. It was great seeing, by the way, the guys yesterday and talking about the guys talking about just how good the 2 defensive ends as their groups were working out yesterday. I just thought it was pretty cool. And, of course, it continued yesterday for Ruben Bain on the short arms. It's amazing. Short arms.
You're not on Twitter, but some of the pictures were very mean-spirited yesterday that people were posting.
His stuff, shorts.
Yeah.
Making his arms. Well, that's what they do, right? That's part
very
of it.
Mean-spirited stuff.
Yeah, not good. Hey, we got more to get to here, but I got to talk about this. I call Fridays Atlantic Men's Clinic Fridays because, man, that's the day. A lot of guys go in to the 7 locations, and they're knocking out low T and ED every day, man. That's what Atlantic Men's Clinic does better than anybody else. Put you on the program, get you all set up, find out what's going on. Low T, as you know, is part of life, and ED follows low T. And if your energy level is not where it was, and you're just going to just give it to old age and you don't want to do anything about it, and don't listen to this, but if you're serious about getting your energy level back and your sex drive back and just feeling better, getting more out of vacations, getting more out of your weekends, chasing that little lady around after a great night, hey, man, you can do it with Atlantic Men's Clinic. I promise you, and it happens fast, man. They've got great programs. You get the PSA test done. Man, I've been on it for 2 years, the program, 2 years, and I was full-blown ED and low T, man. I don't even hide or lie to people about it. It was bad. And I got to tell you, I went in there and got the testing. They put me on a program, perfect for me, by the way, and, man, it works. I've been telling everybody, 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. I go to Plantation. I'll be in there right after the show today. They got a brand-new location in Hollywood. Hey, I want to tell you more, too, about Atlantic Men's Clinic. It can help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, and more with 4 targeted body composition plans that they have featuring GH peptides, NAD, GLP-1, PDA, and a lot more. With low T treatments combined with the body composition programs, hey, you'll start to notice a real improvement with your energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, everything. And, of course, your sex drive back as well. Hey, man, a lot of great things going on at Men's Clinic. A lot of programs, featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See the website for more details. Go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. More importantly, make that call to set up that first appointment, 877-455-7300 for Atlantic Men's Clinic.
Text W
headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody. What do you have for us today?
All right, Joe, this is kind of a funny one here. If you get traded to a team and you want someone's number, you usually give them a gift.
Yeah, usually you want money.
Something
nowadays.
like that. Yeah, money, gift, whatever. So Artemi Panarin, who was traded to the Los Angeles Kings, he wears the number 72. He wanted the number 72. The only problem was, Joe, do you know who wears that number for the LA Kings?
No.
It would be their mascot, Bailey. He wears the number 72 because it's always 72 degrees in Los Angeles.
Right.
That's like their thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was able to get the number from the mascot, and there's some very funny pictures of him presenting the mascot in full mascot costume with a Rolex watch.
Wow.
So there's a picture of him together, like with the mascot. The mascot's holding the watch, and he's got his arm around him. Like it's actually very, very bizarre.
Yeah. I didn't know where you were going with that. I didn't realize the mascot had that number.
Yeah. So now the mascot's still going to be able to wear the number, they said, because he obviously does not take the ice for the team. So it was more of a gesture of goodwill. Here's the picture, Joe. If you can look on your screen, you can see the picture. It's actually a pretty funny picture.
Very funny. That's pretty cool. He did that. That's very cool.
We were wondering, like, the question, like, does the actual guy, you think does he keep the watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you think he goes, all right, give me my watch back now. All right. The picture's done, Jerky. You got me your picture with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
All right, Joe. We have a big event coming up tomorrow night, which, by the way, I found out today that ESPN Unlimited is now available for Xfinity customers. So we're in business here. We got the Elimination Chamber coming up from Chicago on Saturday. So I want to get your pick here.
Yeah, I saw they're promoting the heck out of it. They've had
ESPN is all in on this wrestling.
They've been doing interviews with husband and wives and the whole deal.
So here we go, Joe. We got the women's Elimination Chamber match. Here are some of the odds for you. We have Tiffany Stratton at plus 155, Rhea Ripley at plus 300, Kiana James at plus 1200, Asuka at plus 450, Raquel Rodriguez at plus 275, and Alexa Bliss at plus 275. Who do you like? You want to pass?
Have they decided who's going to win yet? So we can find out. I have no idea.
You jerk.
No, I'm not.
These are real odds, by the way. I don't know where you can make these bets, but these are the real odds.
That's amazing.
Vegas.com.
God bless them. They can do that. That's crazy. Yeah.
All right. And then on the, so you're not going to pick?
No, I have no idea.
So I don't know any of them really either. The only one that
I thought you were going to tell me you're really into wrestling.
I went on Friday. This Rhea Ripley seems to get a good crowd reaction from people.
All right.
Not being particularly familiar with the others. Now the men's side, I do know some of these guys. So the men's Elimination Chamber, Cody Rhodes is the heavy favorite.
Yeah.
The American Nightmare minus 160. Him, I know. He comes out first at like all these events. So he came out first at the one at the Panther Arena. You know, fireworks are going off and everyone's going bonkers.
It's a great show.
It actually is a good show. LA Knight is plus 300. Randy Orton, who was at the event down here. I feel like Randy Orton was also the UFC guy, I believe. No? Maybe. Anyway, Randy
I'm listening
Orton,
to you on this one, Woody.
plus 210. Jay Uso,
Yeah.
who I think is the guy that won his way into the Elimination Chamber because the other guy that was supposed to win got hurt during the match.
Ooh.
Yeah. It is. Look,
No,
I
listen.
know that it's.
No, those guys jumping off those ropes and stuff, man. It's crazy.
Those falls they take are incredible. So Randy Orton plus 210, Jey Uso plus 900, Trick Williams plus 1200. They do this like thing with their hands. They go whoop that trick. That's his thing. And then Javon.
You know what? You really are into this.
I love it.
How do you have time for all this?
I
stuff?
don't. I watched it literally once. And then Javon Evans at plus 1,000. Who do you like?
No idea. I'm not trying to be a show killer. I have no idea.
Okay. You don't want to go Cody Rhodes minus 160? I feel like that's too easy, though.
No, there's got to be an upset. That'd be an upset.
I'm going to take Randy Orton at plus 210.
There you go.
You got to pick someone. This will add to your tab.
You're gonna place a little bet on this, maybe?
I don't think you can down here. I mean, I would, but I don't think you can. All right, Joe. Moving to our next story here, and this is a very strange one.
Good.
NFL player Tez Johnson. He plays for the Bucs. Did you see this story by any chance? No. His fiance called him out on social media, claiming that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiver cheated on her with sexual texts to a former partner before and after he proposed last year. Not sure how we can go about reading the rest of this stuff, but he said some very, very suggestive stuff to his ex, and she found it.
Was it? What did it seem like? A little further than flirting? Did it go?
Yes.
Okay.
Much further than flirting.
Okay, much.
That's why I really can't read it.
Can you try to break it down and make it so we can't get in trouble on the radio? Just give me a little more. Juice it up a little bit for me, can you? You're not gonna get in trouble. You can dump it. Oh, sometimes the dump button doesn't work.
That's true. So we gotta be careful here. Says before and after the engagement party, before and after the proposal, she found all these texts and she sent out a video about it. Said the final message was, "Don't you dare try to silence me again." Not good, man. Not a good situation.
So she got a hold of all these actual text messages.
Yes. Very suggestive stuff.
That's not good. That's
trying to, like, there's really no way to
that ruins that. You can't lie about that one.
Says she claims to have evidence of Johnson texting his ex about performing an act hours before he proposed to the 9:11 a.m. hours before he got on one knee.
Yeah, the guy was busy.
So
I tell you, living two lies is very difficult. Very difficult.
All right,
anybody out there knows that, and guys do it. No, listen, it's going on. There's people listening to us right now are running two lives.
All right, here you go for our final story of the week, Joe. We're going to end it on a low note. And this is maybe the dumbest scam that I've heard ran. We're the town of scams, right?
Oh, yeah.
South Florida. We're known for our scams.
By the way, when you're ready to scam somebody else, you come to South Florida, or you got something you want to try and it's illegal. You come here to do it.
So a 39-year-old man, Keith Wallace of Palm Beach, was charged with 2 counts of felony organized retail theft, 3 counts of felony dealing in stolen property, and 1 count of felony money laundering. This guy probably might go to jail for life, which he actually deserves. He committed 75 thefts across multiple Target stores between July 2025 and February of this year. Target lost over $10,000 in these thefts. Now, listen to how this genius would do this, Joe.
All right.
He would select multiple boxes of trading cards as well as an equal number of 99-cent taco seasoning packages.
Really?
Now, what he would do is... This is so stupid. He would go to the self-checkout. He would only pay for the seasoning packets, and then he would put the cards in the bag as well. He would leave the store, and he would sell the cards on eBay. Says he generated almost $40,000 in revenue from selling these stolen cards. So he was also suspected of stealing from Walmart and Publix as well.
Wow.
If he is found guilty on all charges, he faces up to 90 years in prison. I hope he gets 90.
That's pretty.
What on earth?
How do you come up with that? Like, all right, this is how I'm going to do it.
I got to tell you, I am not a big fan of this whole self-checkout stuff. Like, when did it become our responsibility to check out and bag our own groceries at these stores? Like, I got to pull out a scanner and start scanning my own items now.
Hey, Woody, I'm sorry.
I know you don't shop, but I mean, look, if you miss something here and there, like, come on.
Yeah.
Why are you putting it on us to scan our own stuff?
Yeah. That's crazy.
But this guy, 99-cent taco seasoning packages
for thousands of dollars of cards.
Yeah. The more I say it out loud, the smarter it seems, actually.
Man, it's a crazy one. All right, Woody. It's good stuff there, man. Kind of hit me with some stuff kind of out there today.
Look, the card stuff, to be quite honest, is getting out of reach for most people, which is incredibly disappointing. On a serious note, it is very, very disappointing how outrageously expensive these things have gotten. They're nuts. Like the hobby boxes and the stuff that they sell at the card stores, those are out of reach for, I would think, damn near anyone at this point. I mean, unless you're willing to gamble thousands of dollars.
You're right, Woody. It's tough.
But they've raised the prices on the stuff at the retail stores.
Oh, no, man. It's
very expensive.
It's your number one passion. Where are you going in the future on this thing?
Well,
You've been really into it.
Number one passion.
It is. It's right up there for your
I will tell you, it's tough, man, because it's gotten incredibly expensive. You want to open a little box of cards with your kids, a Topps Chrome basketball, you're looking at $50.
Do it slowly. All right. We got 8 o'clock hour coming up, man. I want to start with Dr. Barry. My man, hey, I just want to let you know I'm talking about the man of Recovery Unplugged with a great staff ready to help you. Hey, you know what? A new year means a fresh start, new goals, and a chance to reset. To all the guys out there that had some things happen in their life to kind of set them back, whether it's going through a bad relationship or a breakup or losing a job or just something that's got you off the road, and all of a sudden you can't get back on the road by yourself like you have in the past. Look, from drinking to anything else, you've been in a funk, people are knocking on your door, you don't answer. If your mental health needs a comeback season, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help you with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale, waiting for you. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, and innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Now, make this the year you put yourself first. You've been going through it, or you know somebody that's going through it, help them out. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. You can get all the information you need. New year, new you, Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
You're listening to The Joe Rose Show.
Starting with the Panthers, who beat the Leafs 5-1. The Cats will play the back end of their back-to-back tonight when they host the Sabres. The puck drops at 7 from Amarant Bank Arena. The game can be heard here on WQAM. Over to hoops, and the Heat, who fell to Philly 124-117. Next up, the Heat will host the Rockets tomorrow at 3:30. Game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And tomorrow, the Hurricanes will return home to take on Boston College. Tip-off is at 2 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard on 560 AM. And the baseball, the Marlins will continue spring training against the Phillies. The first pitch is at 1:05 from Clearwater. And the Hurricanes begin a 3-game series with the Gators. Tonight's first pitch is at 7 for Mark Light, Joe.
I got the week off from any obligations next week. I believe I'm going to try to get Dave Hyde to go up with me to watch spring training.
That old guy bonding thing.
Yeah. Yep. Old guy. A lot of talk about.
Where are you going to go, Jupiter?
Kids and, yeah.
Or are you going to go to any of the others?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Jupiter. Catch a game.
All right.
Yeah, man. Go up there for the day. Do a little bonding. Drink a lot of coffee.
You going to go really early so you could try to get some autographs?
No.
No,
I'm not kidding.
That's what I would do.
I know you would. But you got a little kid. You should. I'm not saying I didn't do
Not
that
just for them, but
when my son was younger. I have to ask him if we did some of that stuff or not. Anyway,
a lot of grown-ups collecting autographs out there, though, man.
I got to tell you, yeah. I've said it a zillion times, and I think every guy in their 50s, 60s, and 70s has said this. Damn, I wish I would have kept those cards when I was a kid, because everybody was getting them. Every time your mom or dad would check out, you're getting that little pack with that old piece of gum in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you were buying it and throwing that gum away usually, and then just going right to the cards. But the problem is you went home and played with them, and they ended up in the bicycle or you were throwing them around. And then later in life, there's a big box of them because I love them all, especially baseball cards. They were long gone. One big move by the parents, and they stuff was getting thrown out. The baseball cards were part of that. So I wish, man, trying to think back some of the cards you had when you were a kid and going, holy crap. Why didn't somebody say, hey, you know what? I know you're enjoying the cards. Why don't we put them away, keep them in really good shape, keep them in air conditioning, and we'll be good. Keep them and don't look at them for 40 years.
Well, so it's not just cards, though. Like, you could have kept anything. Sealed video games. If you were the one weirdo that didn't open your Super Mario,
yeah, but
that thing's worth a few $1 million. People buy like original iPhones that are sealed in the box for like $1 million.
I didn't know that. I'll tell you,
there's a market for everything out there now.
There's a guy down here, and I don't want to say just one guy, and we lost him. He passed away a few years ago. Rich Altman, Hollywood Collectibles. He was ahead of the game. He was way ahead of the game, and then he ended up, guys were selling his cards out. I never forget sitting and having a great talk about how'd you get this going, man? You're making a great living now. He hit the jackpot, got into it at the right time when the cards exploded the first time around. And he was out buying cards of guys like successful guys were going through divorces and were just wanting to dump their cards for 10 cents on the dollar. And Rich was on top of that stuff, man. And
our friend on the text said the cards when you were a kid were 10 cents.
Was it?
Baseball cards.
Yeah.
Is that what they would cost?
I don't know.
Where would you buy them? Like a drugstore or something?
No. So as you check out, it was always at the checkout, and they had all the cards there. And, you either would get them with your own money or hope mom and dad had a few extra pennies in there to say, hey, can I get a thing of cards? But I was always hoping back then, to get San Francisco Giant cards.
Yeah.
That was kind of the catch. I was hoping to get a Willie card or a young Bobby Bonds or a Tito Fuentes or Juan Marichal or something like that. But, yeah, man, wish I would have had them, though. Good God. Would have been great.
Texter ended this with, please read this on air. So here we go. 561 says, good job, Harold. Facing your fears and heartbreak, going to Jupiter and overcoming the one who stood you up is real growth.
Thank you. It is.
This will be your first time back to Jupiter since it
is actually
stand up.
I did.
Oh.
I went up there and waited. And
now, how are you going to approach this? Are you going to just go as a fan? and just try to like be anonymous and just sit out there and enjoy the game, or do you have to go for like the whole media experience?
Well, because I have to work till 10, I'm probably going to miss. If it's a day game,
No, you won't miss it. 1 o'clock.
No, but I won't have enough time to go in the clubhouse and do the bonding thing. I like to do that.
Okay.
But not sure how quickly Dave and I can get up there. Dave Hyde doesn't even know he's going yet because he was kind of fighting me a little bit, but we're going. So, got to find some of your own age.
Must be an old guy thing because you didn't invite me or Jamie to go with you.
Really? You're going to take a day and go up there with your kids?
Yeah, as long as I
and
can bring my son.
You're going to take him out of school?
I would.
Wow.
Follow in Crowder's footsteps.
Now, that was fishing. That was classic.
Yeah. Fishing, baseball, it's all good.
One thing about Channing, he not going to beat around the bush on what he's doing. Yeah, my kid's sick, so I decided instead of him staying home and trying to get rid of the fever, we need to go out and do a little fishing.
Without getting too much into his business, he's been discussing the fight with you mentioned?
Yeah, he's
ready.
By the way, I just want to say to Omar, the fight would be a terrible idea.
Please don't say that.
I know.
Tell him how great of an idea it is. Tell him how much he has a chance. Hype him up.
He knows he doesn't have a chance.
He's got a chance. Crowder is not necessarily like invincible. Crowder ran a 40 at that college football.
Wait a second. What's the 40-yard dash have to do with him hitting you in the face?
I'm just saying he ran a 40 and he was like seriously hurt. And he tried to do like
Are you talking about Omar now?
No, I'm talking about Crowder. He tried to do like that cheerleading move or whatever, that jump thing, and broke both of his ankles at once.
Did. I helped him with the
Omar even said when Crowder called, he goes, last time I saw you, you were in a wheelchair.
Well, now he's got to pay for that, so you don't want to keep saying stuff to Channing.
No, I mean,
I saw Channing. We were at Hard Rock, and I saw Channing in the wheelchair.
They wheeled him in there. Yeah, it was last March. It was for the basketball.
Because I went to, I was gonna say, hey, let me go ahead and push you in your wheelchair. And he goes, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. He goes, it's embarrassing enough. He goes, let me just do this myself.
Yeah.
At least I'm going to get a workout till I get feeling better. Yeah.
So I don't think this is like as big of a mismatch as you think.
What are you, stupid?
I don't think it's as big
You're
a
being
mismatch
stupid
as you think.
Are you just saying
Omar's
stuff?
in okay shape. Like Omar's not like.
What are you talking about?
Omar works
Omar
out.
Kelly.
Omar does work out. I mean, I think.
I don't think Omar Kelly and Channing have anything in common across the board of what we're talking about.
I just don't think it's
and honestly,
as one side. This isn't like Jake Paul taking on Joshua. Like, it's not that bad.
No, it's worse.
No, it's not. Stop.
You really big.
Omar's going to be
I love
fine.
when a smart guy plays stupid. And you're playing stupid. It's beautiful.
I think Omar's a slight underdog.
Slight?
Minus.
Jamie.
He was minus 300. I put the line
Stop
at
for a
plus
second.
300 there.
You're getting that. You're so far out there. You just want this thing to happen. Jamie, what do you think happens this thing?
I don't know. I don't know enough about either one of the guys.
Well, let me tell you about Channing. Knowing the history and seeing it.
Channing's a little banged up, though.
Banged up what? His rider is left that he's going to use to pound Omar. He's going to hold him up with his left and just sit there and dot him. Just jab him with the other one.
I definitely think Crowder's the favorite, but I feel like we're sleeping on Omar a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely sleeping on Omar.
Yeah. He's going to be
you
sleeping.
Do this, though, man. You try to ruin every big fight.
Hey,
every Jake Paul fight.
I got news for you. I got news for you. He'll be sleeping all right. It's just a matter of how long before Channing wants Omar to go to sleep.
So what? You think it's an immediate knockout for Channing? You don't think Omar can last a round?
It's up to Channing. I mean, Channing, how you feel today? How long do you want to go on this thing?
I think Omar can get some hits in.
This is stupid, man.
So we were thinking that the Watsco Center would be a good venue. It's around like 7,000 seats. You don't think we could do it?
There's a lot of parts.
How's Omar's arm size?
He's got long arms.
To do the reach comparison.
But by the way, not as long and as big as Channing's.
I think he's got the problem too is like Channing won't train for this thing. He's just going to roll out of bed and show up.
He doesn't have to.
Omar's going to train hard.
Omar could train. He could open the Fifth Street Gym, and he could train there for 5 years with professionals, and the same thing's going to happen.
We also have a strategy.
And Jenny could sit back and drink ice-cold beers.
We have a strategy as well that we think will be very, very good. We're gonna train Omar. It's going to be very similar to what happened in Rocky 3.
No, it's not.
With Clubber Lang the second time around, though, when Rocky gets all like he's
Everything
able to move really well.
Your life goes back
and
to
he
some
dances around the ring a lot, and then Clubber Lang gets tired. Crowder will get tired very quickly.
Why is it everything that you bring up? First of all, Omar's not in great shape. He's trying to lose some weight right now. Second,
don't say that.
He said that. And the second,
you're not allowed to talk about people's weight. You know that.
And the second thing is, I love how you always make a reference to some movie like it has anything to do with Channing and Omar.
Well, we're going to train similar to that way, and that's our game plan.
We're gonna get Omar in tip-top shape here.
Yeah,
but that's the game plan, though. Like he will tire Crowder out.
Hey, we're gonna swipe a couple new ladies he could just chase around, like, and have them jogging up and down. He can chase them around a little bit.
He'll be chasing those ladies around.
Little ladies.
Do you think the Watsco Center is too big?
I think I'm going to break because we got Alan Poupart going to join us.
Ask him who he thinks would win the fight.
You can ask him when you pick up the phone for him. That would be great. You do that for me. Because right now I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers, man. Hey, you ready to start the new year and get going, huh? Looking for something new in the way of a car, truck, or SUV? You're going to love what is happening right now at your South Florida Chevy dealers, man. I tell you, not taking a backseat to anything. What a great start to the year. I'd love to tell you about all the SUVs, but I want to introduce you to the A-lister of SUVs, the 2026 Chevy Blazer, perfect mix of capability, comfort, and confidence. Got everything you need. Eye-catching, stylish, elegant, sporty, all these things when you talk about that new 2026 Chevy Blazer. Boy, I tell you what, it's a fun drive. It really is. This midsize SUV is spacious enough to accommodate a big family, yet doesn't compromise any of the style. Got everything you need. It really does. And if you're looking for a new SUV, this midsize bad boy, Chevy Blazer is perfect. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, let's drive in the new year.
Hurricane.
of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan Toyota of Hollywood.com, Joe.
All right. Thank you, Woody. Alan Poupard, SI.com, Dolphins, and All Dolphins podcast. And I tell everybody, one of the absolute best at covering this team and has for more years than anybody else. It's not a shot at anybody else, but he's been around since Dolphin Digest days and been around the team going way, way back to St. Thomas University. And he joins us this morning. Alan, before we get going, I got to ask, I guess you heard Woody's trying really hard to promote and put this fight together between Omar and Channing, and I think it's a really bad idea. I'm concerned that Omar is going to get hurt in this thing. What are your thoughts?
Oh, you and I both. I'm very concerned.
Yeah.
Very, very concerned. Let's face it, we all know Omar's a lover, not a fighter.
Correct. He's worried about swiping to the swipe left or swipe right and get him. And he does well in that, by the way. He is the undisputed champion with that stuff. He's got new talent arriving every day. There's no question about it. But this is a little different. And I'm always concerned, knowing Channing for a long, long time, that whatever the rules are, they might change while this thing's going on. He might get a little feisty.
It's just a really, really bad idea.
Yeah, no, thank you. Hey, a good idea is to talk about all this stuff with the Dolphins. Hey, I got to start with and I'm getting this from all the guys in the radio station, NFLPA survey, the team report cards, and the Dolphins number one with everything from planes to natural turf to the food, everything. Everything is first class and the best voted on by some 1,800 players that have said, oh, no, nobody does it. The problem is it sounds great. Mr. Ross puts in a ton of money, always has, to have and give it the best chance to recruit players and everything else, but the most important thing is winning games, and that's kind of everybody's response is it's great, but it's not helping us win games.
Yeah, no, I was just playing tennis last night, and one of the guys who's a big Dolphin fan was like, who cares about those grades?
Right.
And fans don't. They want to see a winning product. Is it possible that maybe the Dolphins do it too well in terms of make everything so cushy for the players? Don't know. It's worth asking. And who was it? Calais Campbell, after he signed with the Dolphins, I think he made a comment of how he had heard that it was like a country club type of atmosphere or setting. Did. Yeah. So maybe the focus should be, I don't know, perhaps more investment into the scouting department and less into all the outside stuff in terms of players comfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's like, Mr. Ross, thank you for all the money you've done and have it first class. But you know what? At some point, hey, we need to improve the other part, the most important one that your fan base cares about. I agree. And hopefully they're doing that right now with new general manager, new head coach. It was time. And I think we're all kind of back in this thing to see how it goes. So this Malik Willis thing, one of the hottest names going right now, because we, as you know, more than anybody, we got a shortage of quarterbacks, and it could get a lot worse for 2 or 3 teams. Your feeling on Malik Willis, now they're saying maybe 25, maybe 30 million a year. If we do like Malik Willis, and they know him better than anybody, that's been well documented. They've been together the last couple of years in Green Bay. Can we get in a situation where we can even afford to pay somebody 20, 25, 30 million a year?
Yeah, not without a whole lot of maneuvering around with the salary cap, unless you get him with a long-term deal with a very low cap number the first year and it increases. But then you get into the idea of like, well, now you're tying yourself up 2, 3, 4 years down the road. And to me, the absolute last thing the Dolphins can afford to do is lock themselves into a quarterback for the long run without the guy being a slam dunk, like a Josh Allen, like a Patrick Mahomes, one of those elite guys. The Dolphins made that mistake with Tua. Sure, they made that mistake before that with Ryan Tannehill. Stop making long-term commitments to quarterbacks who don't deserve long-term commitments of that nature. So could they make it work? Sure. But again, I don't know how they can make it work. 25, 30 million annually without it being a longer-term deal, and that becomes very, very dangerous.
And you just haven't seen enough from Malik Willis. Nothing against
Correct.
him, but hey, the other part of this is they've seen what happens too. You don't think they've had a chance to really evaluate the whole situation that they've stepped into as a head coach and GM, and trying to get this thing cleaned up. So I want to ask you, how much worse is this thing going to get besides potentially Minkah Fitzpatrick getting traded? Could you see any more cap casualties coming up?
I mean, other than Tua and Minkah, yeah, man, maybe, likely. I don't know what put my finger on. I had heard some people throwing out the idea of Zach Steele at one point. No, his contract structured in the way he's not going anywhere in 2026. The guys where you could save money with are like some of your better players like Aaron Brewer, Jordan Brooks. They're not going anywhere, logically. No. I mean, obviously, yeah, Jason Sanders very well could be a cap casualty. Alec Ingold could be another one. Bradley Chubb probably going to be opposed to June 1, becoming official on March 11th. So I think those are the guys. But as far as major guys like the Tyreek Hills and the Chubbs of the world, yeah, you'll have Tua, and they could probably get traded.
Hey, you sent me a text yesterday while I was going a little crazy about how we got to this situation. And by the way, I said yesterday was my last day to do that. I just wanted you to respond a little bit because you had like they didn't have anything else to really turn to was your message to me.
Yeah, you lied when you said you were done with that topic, right?
I am. I'm done. I'm letting you go, but I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. No. Yeah, because I was like driving in the morning, and you made the point of like, good for Tua for getting the contract, and I didn't put for lack of a better term, you didn't put a gun to the Dolphins' head. The problem was that the Dolphins did that themselves by kind of fully committing to him from the start of the offseason in 2024, which I guess in a sense was understandable based on the 2023 season, which got the Dolphins thinking they're on their way to big, big things. The problem is the Dolphins gave themselves absolutely no other viable option than to give Tua basically whatever he wanted by bringing into training camp, with all due respect, Skylar Thompson, thinking about Breaking Bad over here.
That was a combo package. I like that.
Yeah, right. Skylar Thompson and Mike White, and a year after you're 11-6, I'm sorry, you can't go into regular season with one of those two fellas as your starting quarterback. So Tua was given all the leverage. So basically, and he used it when he started holding in, and basically the Dolphins were like, okay,
yeah,
what are they going to do? Play hardball? And then the problem was that they could have played hardball until the start of the regular season, which Tua was not going to miss because then it becomes massively expensive for him if he just refuses to provide his services. But then he hasn't practiced, and it hurts the team. So, the Dolphins did a very poor job of, again, protecting themselves and not giving themselves an option to have some negotiating power with Tua.
I think you agree that we have to go back to what John Eric Sullivan's been talking about, right? Fundamentals of drafting, even getting more draft picks. You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. The only concern there, or the only issue I should say, is it's absolutely great to want to trade down, and I love it. I would love for the Dolphins to trade down, but it takes two to tango, so you got to find a team willing to move up to 11. And you hear all the draft talk is this draft is a lot more about depth, but quantity than high-end quality, other than a couple of guys at the top. At generally non-premium position, like you got Caleb Downs at safety, Sonny Styles at linebacker, and those guys. So I don't know who is exactly going to be, banging down doors to come up to 11.
You think right now, the way this thing looks, and let's just say that they do, can they trade Tua, or do you think this is going to end up being a release? I know a lot of guys think it's just going to end up being a release because you may have to throw in a draft pick. And eat most of the money anyway.
Yeah, the only way I could see a trade happening to me, and even at that, I think it's a long shot at best. It would be like Tua and a third for a seventh. something along those lines. Because I don't see a team jumping to the front of the line to say, please let us take him in his contract. It's just it's not feasible. I think the way more likely scenario is he's a post-June 1 cut.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you about this. You think, can you see Tua starting for somebody next year with the shortage? We have a shortage of quarterbacks. Hell, we have a shortage of backup quarterbacks, and we probably know 10 to 12 of them and end up starting games, whoever the backup quarterback is, because of the injury bug. Can you see Tua starting somewhere next year?
I could see it in a scenario where the team has an established starter who's a question mark to start the season. For example, the Indianapolis Colts. Maybe they re-sign Daniel Jones. He's not ready for the start of the regular season, and then they sign Tua as a backup. He's their starter from in week 1 while Jones works his way back from the injury last year. That's the kind of scenario I could see. Kansas City would be another one with Patrick Mahomes coming back from the ACL. Gardner Minshew was their backup last year. He's a free agent. Maybe they decide they think Tua is better for them. I don't know, but that could be another way. I don't think there's going to be a team that's looking for an out-and-out starter for the entire season that's going to go with Tua.
Yeah. Hey, what's the biggest need from what we have on this roster? And I know we got them everywhere, but for you, that maybe the most important position, if you stick at that 11 or with your first overall pick, wherever it may be?
Tie between edge defender or defensive end, since they're going to line up in the base 4-3, defensive end or cornerback. I think the two biggest needs. I'm like really worried. They have nothing at defensive end, if we're going to be honest about it. And that's I say that with all due respect to Chop Robinson, who still has to show he can deliver, because that second season of his was really, really troubling. And then at cornerback, two guys we had last year, Johnny Jones, Rasul Douglas, both of them are free agents. I know Juju Brent has a lot of potential, but he's a guy who's always been hurt, and can you really count on him? And how good is he? Cater's coming back from the torn ACL. He has to be re-signed as a UFA, which I don't think is going to be a major problem if the Dolphins want him, because he's not going to get a big offer on the market. But there's no proven talent there either. So one of those two, you could say guard as well. But, a lot of needs all over the place.
Yeah, no, you can't go wrong. That's why I think I don't even look just at the first pick. I look at the 5 picks that you have right now in the top 100 as guys that going to come in and play right away, right? They're, like last year, we're going to have a lot of guys in this rookie class playing a lot because that's where you get guys on the cheap and get them at the start of their careers to develop the way you want.
Without question. And ideally, and I hate to be that guy, ideally they show a little bit more than what we saw from the rookie class last year. And I know it's mostly like the first 2 guys. I'd like to have seen more from Kenneth Grant and Jonas Savaiinaia, who may become good players down the road, but I don't know how confident we can feel about that right now.
Yeah. So, I wish it would have developed faster. I'm with you on that the draft class last year, but I will say the biggest jump is that year 1 to year 2, and see how this whole group comes back from the D line to your starting left guard, and how he comes back and how much he's learned and how much he can improve. By the way, that guard tackle position, have you seen Maui Noah play at UM if he's there? How do you like him he played tackle his whole career at UM for 3 years, but a lot of people love him at the right guard position.
Would have zero issue with that pick. He fills a need, and he's somebody, as you mentioned, he played right tackle there. You start him at guard. Maybe Austin Jackson is gone after 2026. You slide him up the right tackle if need be. You keep him at guard if he's a stud there. I'm generally not a fan of drafting interior offensive linemen in the top 15 picks, and I know people will throw out, well, Quentin Nelson was a bad pick, right? Then we're going to say, well, look how the Colts have done. He's been in the NFL for 8 years. They've been to the playoffs twice, and they were one and done each time. So
he is a stud, though. Oh my God, is he good?
Correct. And he's going to the Hall of Fame. What that got in the Colts.
Right. No, I got you. I got as soon as the quarterback went down, they looked like another Colts team, right? They were as soon as they had to get that back up. Hey, by the way, Anthony Richardson, real quickly, has been the latest. There's a lot of different ways it looks like you're going to be able to get quarterbacks here, veteran quarterbacks. The Colts have allowed him to seek a trade. Any interest at 23 years old with all that raw talent, even though he hasn't played a lot in his first 3 years?
For a late draft pick, the only even reason to give that a second thought is you're taking on like 5.4 of guaranteed money as a first round pick. The Colts are responsible for the prorated signing bonus portion, but his base salary with option bonus, which is fully guaranteed, is like I said, 5 point something. And the Dolphins again are not swimming in cap space, so maybe that you have a hesitation there. But with the skill set, you can get him for a 7th round pick or even a 6th round pick. Why wouldn't you throw that dart?
Yeah. Hey, Alan, I got to ask you, how much combine did you watch on NFL Network last night? Did you watch any?
Can't say I watched a ton.
Yeah.
I
went an hour. I went at least an hour. It's embarrassing. I was watching linebackers and guys going into coverage, guys that are pass rushers, to see if they could catch the football or not. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah. Now, I had my wife standing there where I was talking to her at the same time, but I was thinking, what in the hell am I doing here in the middle of the day watching this? Anyway, yeah, I'm ended up watching way too much of the Olympics for the NFL, watching the 40-yard dashes and everything else. Alan, thank you, bud. I really appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
You got it. Anytime, man.
Don't forget about me now on tennis. We're short on tennis players. I need you, man.
You got it.
Right.
Soon, very soon.
Don't worry. I've been getting my butt kicked by everybody. Alan Poupart, SI.com Dolphins and All Dolphins podcast, joining us this morning. Talk a little bit about the Dolphins. Hey, before we go to break here, man, I want to let you know, oh my gosh, the World Baseball Classic is right around the corner. Matter of fact, everybody's in camp early, getting ready, especially as this World Baseball Classic has been an absolute home run for baseball. Great. March 6th through the 17th at Lone Depot Park. And if you've been there to see any of these games, whether it's United States or Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic or Venezuela, well, listen, man, a lot of those games going to be back, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You can watch powerhouse teams like Dominican Republic and Israel, the Netherlands, Venezuela. Hey, go head-to-head and must-see matchups. So, hey, if you don't have your tickets, it's different, man. It's different. You start getting guys playing for baseball countries that love baseball, and you can catch it. And if you don't have your tickets, man, get ready. Buy those tickets now at marlins.com/WBC. That's marlins.com/WBC. March 6th through the 17th at Lone Depot Park. Should be a lot of fun, man. It is wild.
Lucky 13 claims can
right, welcome back. A busy weekend of, first of all, Alan Poupart for coming on, but busy weekend of sports coming up here. Has back-to-back games for the Panthers, who looked really, really good last night, man. That first period, they came out, and it was like, all right, we know we got a little urgency. We got to start winning games here, one at a friggin' time here, and take care of it. Boy, they look good, especially in that first period. Just looked outstanding. 3-0 after one period, and went on to get a win against Toronto. Buffalo tonight, back at it. Another team that they need to knock down. So all of them going down the road here. What was it, 25 games? We said the other day, 25 games in like 49 days. Crazy. And last night, the Heat, who just, they don't have closers, man. I don't know how else to say this. We can talk about effort and lineups and why isn't this young guy playing and Khalil Ware and all that. They don't have, and Bam had 29 last night. Tyler Hero had 25 and started the second half and played well. But this second game in a row on the road, it's not easy to win on the road anywhere. I get it. Milwaukee finished with a 16-2 run to win that game. And then a couple nights later, Philly goes on a 7-0 after the game was tied at 117 in the last 2 minutes and 20-something seconds of that game, and end up losing. And you got to get stops defensively, and you got to make shots. And if you can't, they don't have I know we talk about it. Apparently it's not. It's kind of like the quarterback talk, this thing about they need a frontline superstar who can score, who at the end of the game can knock down shots. Maxey had 28 points. He's one of those guys. I think he's really special. He just gets better and better and better. Embiid, of course, coming back from all his knee problems, and obviously they're policing everything that he does and minutes that he's getting, but 26 points for him last night. And they just don't have can knock down shots. So, because you're going to be in a lot of tight ball games. They did a great job of coming back from being way down to take the lead in that game. But, again, got to finish it out. Rockets tomorrow. Man, we got all kinds of things we're talking about. So we got the Rockets tomorrow. We got the Panthers tonight. And I don't know what kind of junkie you are, but whether you're watching on TV or listening on the radio or going to the games, and then down in Coral Gables, it's just a wild and a fun weekend coming up for them. Canes and Gators baseball. Canes are undefeated so far, 10-0. JD's team's off to a great start against the Gators. They're going to step up in a big way in competition and rivalry tonight with 3 games, first of 3 tonight. And then, of course, they'll play Saturday as well and Sunday. But Canes basketball team, 22-6, one of the best records in the ACC, taking on Boston College tomorrow at 2:00. And then on top of that, a big charity event taking place tomorrow at Hard Rock Stadium. The DCC Dolphins Cancer Challenge, and 16th year. And big connection with this radio station. Of course, this was all set up for Mad Dog when he got sick with cancer. We lost him. Man, it's been a long time now, but this is the 16th year. And this thing has grown to just a huge charity event. And that money goes to Sylvester and all the great work they're doing on research over at the University of Miami. So a lot of good stuff, whether you're going out to that, to walk, to run, or going to be cycling. Should be fun, and it's for just the best cause. Just great stuff going on, and hell of a cancer center down there as well. So a lot of good things, and hope to see a lot of people. They're expecting between 8,000 and 10,000 people out there, and they got Blues Traveler concert going on as well after everything's over, and everybody comes back in. So fun, and a lot of cancer survivors, a lot of people who have lost loved ones to cancer will be out there. You'll see it on their shirts. It's just it's a great day. It's got real meaning for a charity event. It really does. You see how so many people have been touched by it. Elizabeth Jenkins was talking about this yesterday, and it's so true. People put, loved ones' names on it, who they're walking for, running for, cycling for, and a lot of people raised a lot of money for this event. So it's good stuff going on. And so it's going to be a fun weekend, man. Fun weekend all the way around with so much going on. Of course, up in Jupiter, a lot of Marlins baseball, a lot of spring games going on if you want to get up there with your kids as well. Anyway, besides all that, we've got Mike Florio, who's at the Combine, going to join us coming up here 9:15 this morning from Pro Football Talk, and he's had a chance and doing a lot of interviews and everything else. So we'll jump to him coming up as well. Anyway, we got all that. Stay with us. We'll be back with a 9 o'clock hour right after this.
Over to Hoops and the Heat, who fell to Philly 124-117. Next up, the Heat will host the Rockets tomorrow at 3:30. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And tomorrow, the Hurricanes will return home to take on Boston College. Tip-off is at 2 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard on 5:60 a.m. And the baseball, the Marlins will continue spring training against the Phillies. The first pitch is at 1:05 from Clearwater. And the Hurricanes will begin a 3-game series with the Gators. Tonight's first pitch is at 7 from Mark Light. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Got De La Cruz and Sanchez returning in the corner outfield positions. They can play all over. Chaz Chisholm is gonna start in center field.
So yeah, I rubbed up quite a few balls in my life. Sure, it was a good learning experience. 0-1 on Santana.
Oh, Woody, nothing like a little baseball right there, man, at its best. We hit the 9 o'clock hour, man. And by the way, nobody can mess up a 9 o'clock hour on a Friday. Not here. Now, you may be just starting your day, but we're on the downside of ours here.
You seem a little riled up when you're walking the halls here, but.
Huh? No,
you're good.
No, I'm good. I'm good. That's a bad read. I've been out there goofing around with the ladies from the FM stations and laughing and
keeping it clean.
Not always, no. But I mean, you gotta know. You know the key, by the way. I gotta say, I'm glad you brought that up. So
what's the key?
The key to staying away from HR
okay,
is I like to have fun. And I do.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I go too far, and I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also, and I've always taken a lot of pride in the fact that I got pretty good at reading who you can mess with and who you can't. Now, most the ladies here you can mess with.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, actually. Right? You know the whole group. They goof around and have fun, and they're pretty open about everything. And they can guy talk a little bit. They'll guy talk and, let it rip occasionally, and we crack up, and so it's safe. But when I was at NBC, that place was HR sensitive. Woo! Because you said one thing, you better be careful. And I got to tell you, that's why I love the Telemundo women when they moved in with NBC. They could have a tight outfit on, you could go, man, you look good today. And they were going, thank you so much for the compliment. You didn't always get that on the NBC side. You got to be careful, and you got to read the room a little more, because they're, it's serious career and, everything else that comes with it. But yeah, I'm clean. I got a little trouble, but it was usually had to do with weather people and problems. So
weather people?
Yeah, because they would go long on their weather report and leave me very little time on sports.
That would hurt your ego.
And I was like, hey, dude, I only got 2 minutes to start with. I don't get 2 minutes every 10 minutes to talk about the weather. Listen, weather's big. With all that stuff, the weather reports, hey, what's it going to be like this weekend? Turn on the weather. Like, people, weather's the king. Weather's the king, man. And I would fight for that 2 minutes. Man, that 2 minutes of love is very important. That's very important to get in there, Woody. So
apparently it was important, that buyout you got.
So anyway, I got that out of the way. I can talk. So, hey, Woody, I guess, and one of the things that we're talking about down the hall was the Dolphins team report cards came out, and they were voted by the players the best organization with everything. Everything from, hey, you get it, practice fields, natural grass, the best grass, food, everything, training facility, plane trips, everything is pretty much first class with that organization. Stephen Ross, look, you can get on Stephen Ross and his people around him for hires, but when it comes to spending money, he takes a back seat to no one. That guy puts it right back into the team. I get it, it's gone up in value, and Tom Garfinkel has just done a fantastic job of expanding everything that we have, and the reason we have University of Miami there, and the reason that we have all these big events that come there, and of course the biggest World Cup's coming to town here as well for 7 games. And so you get all these great F1 racing, and I know I'm skipping some other concerts and everything else they have, but everybody's going, that's all great. And the facility looks wonderful. And I took my son out to watch a practice. It's nice. And you're right there and can see how nice it is and the food and why the guys like it. But it's about winning games. It's not about that. Your fan base doesn't care. Like, I saw that the Patriots were upset. Their owner was very upset that he got a bad rating for everything with the Patriots, which, by the way, one of the few teams that own their own airplane. But so what's he upset about? Like, he's upset about this, and he didn't want the NFLPA to be able to allow to put this stuff out. And I guess the teams are very sensitive to this, the ownership. They want it known as being cheap or not having stuff. Meanwhile, he won 17 games this year. I don't know what their facilities look like. Stadium's fine. I don't know about the other stuff. But if you're a fan, all you care about is that 17 wins.
Maybe we shouldn't give the Dolphins nice things until they win.
Well,
make them, make them hungry for all that stuff.
I told you the day they opened that thing, they had a lot of the alumni out there, and I was walking with, I don't think Don Strock will get upset. And so we're walking around, and he goes, man, everything's great. I mean, they're showing us it was just everything that Mr. Ross did was first class in that thing. Mm-hmm. Literally. If you could throw a party, you want to throw it at the training facility. You take the weight room to throw a party. I mean, everything is just really nice. You take the grass, the indoor facility. And I remember Don Strock going, man, this owner deserves better for all the money he's spending, except this team, whatever team it was at the time when this thing opened. And it's true. I always say this, Stephen Ross deserves better, and hopefully he's going to get it this time around from the people that they spent a lot of time. They did it the right way. They hired the GM, then the head coach, and they've made a lot of changes. There's a lot of new faces in new places right now in that organization. They needed it. Some of these people have been here 20, 25 years at work over there, 20, 25 years. Same amount of time that we've struggled. It's been a long time. So anyway, yeah, that's what I kind of got. It's like great. I've been able to sit on that, be on that plane and stay in the hotels and seen all the great stuff. But for our fan base, they're going great. I don't care how you get there. I want to win playoff games. I want to see us having some of the best teams in football, and we just haven't had it. Occasionally in there for 1 year, but haven't been able to maintain it. That's why the way we're going to do it now is so important to long-term success. Hopefully we're going to have coming up here with this whole thing. But yeah, I was saying it was a positive, and I'm sure Stephen Ross like, this is great, but I'm sure he's also going, but hey, it would sure be nice if my team could match what I'm doing and get this thing right. So finally made a clean break from some people he needed to, and here we go. We'll find out on the Tua thing coming up. I have no idea. And again, I promised you yesterday I was going to be it, Woody. I was good today. I've been good. Not this.
Omar just put out another Tua article.
What do you put out?
Cutting Tua and absorbing all the cap hit in 2026 is unrealistic.
So, okay, and everybody's going to be entitled to their own opinion. Here's my opinion on that. So you have him come back. He's a backup quarterback making $54 million. I'm just saying, can I say this? Not a shot. I'm just giving the other side of this. You're getting ready to blast me and say,
no, he just doesn't seem like he's got the personality of a good backup.
But the other thing is, there's always going to be that Tua fan base here. They're still around. No, they are.
It's dwindling.
But they're still there waiting.
He'll move on to another team when he goes.
But if you keep him around and Quinn Ewers is a starter or somebody else, and he has a bad game.
We're going to get to a chance from the crowd.
I'm not saying to a chance, but there are going to be a lot of people that really like him. That there are a lot of people rooting for Tua.
For what reason, though?
Because coming out of Alabama.
But why now? Like, what has he done that people would like? Like, that's the confusing part. He's not really much of a part of this community. He stinks. Like, what has he done to earn this, like, these crazy fans that love him so much?
I think a lot of it goes back to the 2023 season where.
But that's not happening again. That's done.
All right.
Clearly.
You can't get because you set the new rules and regulations for me. I can't explode on this topic.
It's true. You want to give away Heat tickets?
Yeah.
Let's do something nice instead of pile on.
No, we don't want to do that. We don't do that.
The very wealthy Tua. We'll go caller.
Hey, man,
5.
he didn't put a gun to anybody's head. Don't blame him, brother.
That's got to sting. Ross got to write that big fat ass check.
That's a good word.
Here you go.
Fat ass check.
You bum.
Are you? There you go.
Sorry.
You took it too far.
Caller number 5, 305-567. Did I say 5 too many times? 305-567-0560. We'll get you 2 tickets to Heat and Nets on March the 5th.
Love it. Love it. People love going to those Heat games.
Hopefully Mike will handle some of the Tua ripping for you.
I'm curious. I think we're all curious to see how it ends for him. By the way, does he have a great comeback and go somewhere else to a really good team?
No.
Well, I'm just saying these are things that could happen.
He may retire when this is all said and done.
He could do that too.
They cut him and he gets all that money, and I just don't think there's going to be any teams that want to sign him.
Isn't there?
If they cut him, I would be shocked.
Isn't there?
If there's a team that lines up to sign him as their backup. Shocked.
Isn't there part of a guy that's done this? Remember when he got the last head injury, the concussion? He said, I know, maybe he's getting mad. He's like, I'm tired of answering this. This is what I want to do. I know the risk.
Yeah.
I want to play.
It's tough to walk away. The guy's gotten to that level. He's put a lot in. It's tough to walk away. But
there's some ego.
But when there's a lack of interest, like no one's bringing him in to be the starter. Obviously, right?
Been a lot of guys who are longtime starters have been long time now backups.
That's the question. Does he want to be a backup
I don't
somewhere?
know.
Does somebody want him as their backup?
That's
knowing that, like, if your quarterback gets injured, you got to change your entire offense to cater to this guy.
All right.
Anyway,
I'll tell you what, the indoor division makes sense though.
The indoor division. Okay.
Doesn't it? 3 of the 4 teams have indoor facilities. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah,
That's
I
all I'm
guess.
saying. Hey, we've got Mike Florio going to join us. We'll talk to him in just a second. I got to take a second to tell you about Melissa Dave Arona, the family-owned and operated president of Chill Zone Air Conditioning. And I just want to say this on the weekend. It's important because a lot of air conditioning problems are going to happen, and you got to make a call. And I just want to tell you can deal with Melissa directly at Chill Zone, whether you need a new air conditioning unit, whether you have the one that you have just to be fixed, or anything else that's going on. They do it all. They do the duct cleaning and air duct cleaning and everything else. You're going to get great service with people that have been with their company for a long, long time. Her father did it for 20 years, and Melissa, she'll answer the phone and take care of everything. You've got a problem. You want to deal with you always say, I want to deal with number one. You're dealing with the president, and she's going to make sure you have a great experience covering all of South Florida. Call 786-378-2778. Not happy with the air conditioning companies you've been dealing with? I think you're really going to like Chill Zone Air Conditioning. You're really going to like her. She's got a great message, and she's going to back it up. Just tell them you heard it right here on 104.3, chillzoneac.com. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning.
Text
great interviews up there. Matter of fact, before we start, Keontae Scott, the nickelback for the University of Miami, just played his ass off this year. What a great guy, man. It was just so cool. We don't get him a lot to hear the interview with him. I thought that was really good stuff, Mike.
Well, and I appreciate it. And, Joe, full transparency, I don't remember any of it. You know why? We're going one to the next, to the next, to the next. Sometimes we're doing a hot change on air during a segment. One guy leaves, the other guy comes on. Because somebody asked me last night, what was the most memorable thing from today? It's like, I don't know. You know, there's little flashes and moments. I need to go back and watch every one of those interviews just to remember what happened, because we talk to so many guys, and it's great to give them an opportunity to be on TV. It's great for us to have an opportunity to talk to them. But that's kind of been the past few days here. Once it started on Wednesday, it's just one guy after another.
Hey, Mike, it's funny because I think it's happened to everybody in radio that does interviews where people are showing up, and you don't get a chance to ask who it is, and you don't know anything about them, and everybody thinks you know who the guy is, and you don't recognize him.
Well,
have you had that happen?
Now, no, because our staff is excellent when it comes to making sure that we have everything we need to ask the questions. And we got one of the guys, Anthony Hill, the defensive lineman, I think from Texas. We knew his nickname, and he had no idea anybody knew that it was. How'd you guys find that out? So, yeah, we got a good staff that's putting the research together and keeping us on track. So I remember that we had Keontae Scott. I just can't remember anything about it, because as soon as that one ended, we went into the next one, and it's just a never-ending roller coaster until the day's over.
All right, Mike, so you've had a chance to get to know the GM and now the head coach a little bit for the Miami Dolphins, Jeff Hafley, and went right after that Tua question, and I guess we're all finding out the GM and the head coach are on the same page as far as the message that's getting out, huh?
Oh, well, they basically quoted each other word for word as it relates to all options being on the table. And the one thing that I picked up from Hafley, and look, I've been doing this, I don't know, a long time, longer than I ever thought I would. I've talked to a lot of different people. I've met a lot of different people. I've interviewed a lot of different people. I was very impressed with Jeff Hafley. He's got a very good presence. He's got a very good way about himself. And as we know, Joe, that is relevant to what happens when it's time to go into a locker room and inspire a group of veteran football players to work together at all times. And the most important word he used beyond that is the term alignment as it relates to himself and John Eric Sullivan. He told the story of how those two got to know each other in Green Bay, how they both kind of came to the decision that maybe they should work together at some point if the opportunity should arise. And I think that given all of the dysfunction that we've seen over the years in Miami, you think back to the Joe Philbin, Jeff Ireland, Don Aponte days where it seemed like everybody was just kind of, out to get each other and the boss wasn't there to keep the peace. When you look at Sullivan and Hafley, those guys are on the same page. They're rowing the boat in the same direction. The players that are required are going to be players that Hafley wants. And I think this thing has the potential to really work out well.
Hey, Mike, so now that nobody's come out and saying it, and we're all down here trying to guess, and I've been going on and on about this. How's this thing going to end for Tua this year? Is he bad? There's only three things going to happen. They trade him. They're still going to pay most of it, even if they trade him. They may even have to throw in a draft pick, or they release him, or they keep him. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I don't know why you'd keep him at this point. Now, you could say we got to pay him $54 million anyway. We may as well keep him around. But is that good for anybody, including Tua, to have Tua in the locker room, on the practice field with the team when he was the starter for all those years, and he's clearly only there because he's owed $54 million? I think the realistic options are cut him or trade him. And a trade is going to be complicated because what you're going to have to do, and I was talking to a GM about this yesterday, you could do something like sell $40 million in cap space to another team and attach a 2 or a 3 or maybe both on top of it. Remember, it was 9 years ago that the Texans gave the Browns a second-round pick to take Brock Osweiler's $17 million fully guaranteed salary for that year. So what would $40 million be worth by way of trade assets, and how much? And that's what it comes down to. Can Sullivan do a deal with another team where they will send to that team a second-round pick, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, whatever, a package of picks, and that team takes on and burns $40 million in cap space. And then the GM said to me what he would consider doing after that, when you get to you try to rework the contract, get that number down, and then maybe retrade him to a team that would actually play him. I mean, there's a way for a team to do a little, buy low, sell high, buy low, I don't know, whatever. But if you work it just right, you can come out of it with a couple of extra draft picks if you're willing to take on that cap space and then repackage to his contract and sell him. The problem is, who wants Tua on their team? Who wants him to be their starting quarterback? And there are some teams out there that have done a lot worse than what Tua can do when everything is working well. He led the league in passing yardage in 2023. So it's not like he's a complete and total bust. The question is, who's out there that would want him?
Yeah. Hey, so the hottest name that we hear down here, of course, being with a former general manager and a head coach, ours now that used to be with Green Bay, the Malik Willis. He seems to be one of the hot names everybody's talking about, with the most upside, is still a young guy off the little bit of work that he's done in Green Bay the last 2 years. Are you buying, first of all, let's talk about the financial side of that. You buy that somebody give him 25 or 30 million a year, considering what he's done? He hasn't done very much in the league.
Well, when Baker Mayfield joined the Buccaneers at first, I think he got 25, 30 million on a short-term deal. Sam Darnold, after 14 wins in Minnesota in 2024, he got a 3-year deal worth $33.5 million per year. So it's not like we're seeing free agent quarterbacks who are available get these gigantic contracts. Somebody I was talking to yesterday said that the guess would be a 2 or 3 year deal at $20 million per year, which is what Justin Fields got last year from the Jets, 2 years, $20 million per year. You would think he'd get maybe a little more than that, Malik Willis would, but let's look at the big picture here. He had 6 starts in 2 years with the Packers, and the numbers are spectacular. 134-plus passer rating, over 10 yards per attempt, 75% completion percentage, 6 touchdown passes, no interceptions, 3 more rushing touchdowns.
Right.
But his time in Tennessee wasn't good, Joe.
Yeah.
They gave him away to the Packers for a 7th-round pick for a reason. When he played in Tennessee, it was not good. That's part of his story. That's part of his narrative. So I think, and here's the thing, if you could do, and let's say it's a 3-year deal, there's a way to structure it if you're the Dolphins, where that cap number the first year would be very, very manageable, where even if you are dealing with the full $99 million over 2 years on the Tua Tagovailoa contract, if you can't trade him and you have to eat the full cap charge, there's a way to do it and still go get Malik Willis.
Wow. I guess we're going to find out just how much John Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley like him, and they know him better than anybody. He was a quarterback for the scout team. Yeah.
That's the ultimate litmus test, Joe. If the Packers aren't all over him, and if the Cardinals aren't all over him, because Matt LaFleur's brother Mike is the new coach there, those are the 2 teams to watch. If those teams aren't chasing down Malik Willis, that is a red flag that every other team should be paying attention to.
I know there's been talk up there, and you've heard the recent talk. Do we still feel like Mendoza's the number 1 pick, or are you buying either Kool-Aid Ty Simpson could jump up there and take it away from him?
We just interviewed both of them this morning on PFT Live, and they're both very impressive in different ways. Simpson is a guy who, until the injuries got to the point where it affected his performance, he would have been a potential Heisman winner. Alabama would have been a potential national champion. You know, the way it works out, the team wins, the player gets the Heisman, and all of a sudden that guy gets vaulted to the top of the stack. It's entirely possible that the gap between those two is going to close as we get closer and closer to the draft. And Mendoza is very pragmatic about it. He knows there's a long way to go. He knows nothing's guaranteed. He knows that his name's not on the card yet. But I think both of them have a chance to be very good. And beyond that, you know, guys like Garrett Nussmeier, we interviewed him too. He would have been a first-round pick if he had come out last year, but he had injuries, and his performance wasn't where it needed to be. So he may be a third-round pick, but he could still end up being a good NFL quarterback. So, you know, time will tell. But for anyone who thinks it's only going to be Mendoza in round 1 and then Simpson's going to be round 2, I have a feeling that's not how it's going to play out.
Can you see Ty Simpson maybe going higher than everybody in these mock drafts thinks?
Well, I don't look at mock drafts, so I don't know what they say.
Yeah, they got 17 to 21, 22, you know, in the early 20s.
Well, as the sense starts to make its way around the league that he's going to land in a spot like that. Then you get somebody else who decides they really like him and they bump up a little higher. You know, you can't account for some team that secretly falls in love with him because the last thing they're going to do is tell the world that they feel that way. So, hey, quarterback's the most important position in the league. And the other thing to keep in mind, there aren't a ton of free agents available this year, but we don't know how that's all going to shake out. We don't know who's going to land where, but that free agency quarterback carousel, as guys land in certain spots, that's when we're going to know, you know, who's really going to be looking for that guy that they're looking not just for the future, but they want to get on the field as soon as possible.
Mike, Kirk Cousins, sounds like Atlanta said, hey, as soon as we can, we're going to release you, whatever that date's going to be. Is he a starter right away for somebody? Does he pick up one of the jobs?
Yeah. Joe, when they redid his contract back in January, because this is what irritates me about the life that we live, they redid his contract, and it was obvious to anybody who understands how to interpret contracts, they're going to cut him on March 11 or March 12. The way the contract was redone, the way the guarantees trigger, just the way everything was, March 11 or March 12, he's going to be cut. And then somebody reports 4 weeks later, Falcons plan to release Kirk Cousins. Yeah, when they redid the contract, they created a 2-day window, and they will release him. And this week, their new GM, Ian Cunningham, said it. And I think somebody's going to sign him. I mean, the guy played great last year. You know, in 2024, he was still recovering from that torn Achilles. And he's not a guy who musters his throwing strength through his arm. He uses his whole body. So when you're recovering from one of your legs having the Achilles tendon blown out, you're not going to be able to muster the same power from the lower half of your body that you need, because he's not just doing a flick of the wrist like Aaron Rodgers. And when he was fully healthy last year, he was great. He down the stretch, they beat the Buccaneers in a game Tampa Bay needed on a Thursday night. They beat the Rams on a Monday night when the Rams were trying to get in position for the 1 seed. I think Kirk Cousins looked great last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Jets swoops in, pays him a nice little chunk of money. And this guy, if nothing else, he's a Hall of Famer when it comes to getting paid.
Yeah. Well, we got this shortage, man. I swear, since you and I've been talking, started this thing, there's always 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks short in this league, and you got to find them somewhere. Trade, cuts, and the whole works here. So here we go again. Kyler Murray, what do you think happens there? Does he get a starting job somewhere?
Well, I think he's definitely going to get cut, and the Cardinals have every reason financially, even though they owe him $37 million this year, there's like $22 million more that's going to unlock if they don't move him.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to have to see what's out there. And you know, one team that fascinates me, we were kicking this around yesterday. Look at the Atlanta Falcons. Look at what they have by way of weapons. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London.
It's a good group.
And, Joe, one of the realities when you're talking about a short quarterback, there are going to be teams and there are going to be coaches who right out of the gates, their attitude is, I don't want a short quarterback. Well, Kevin Stefanski, who came from Cleveland, his preferred quarterback going into the season was Dylan Gabriel, who's a short quarterback. So we know Stefanski, unless Stefanski's decided to swear off short quarterbacks based upon his experience with Dylan Gabriel, that puts him in play. So think about Kyler Murray and that Atlanta Falcons offense. They've got a decent offensive line. They got a very good defense. And, you know, Murray, I assume, is going to have a little bit of chip on his shoulder, and he gets a fresh start. He's needed a fresh start. I never got the sense the owner really liked him. They tried to put that stupid-ass clause in his contract about homework and whatever. So this thing's been dysfunctional. Yeah, so I think Atlanta is definitely a team to watch. And I know, because I was kicking around last year before the trade deadline, looking at the possibility he'd be sent to a new team. He was interested in Minnesota and the Raiders when they had Chip Kelly. And so Minnesota's kind of interesting. You know, they're in play for Anthony Richardson now. They want to find somebody, I think, who can truly compete with J.J. McCarthy and who isn't clearly the number one guy when they bring him in. And I don't know that Kyler Murray would be that, but they may end up with Anthony Richardson, and it could be Richardson and McCarthy competing. So there's just a lot of interesting quarterback questions that are going to play out in the next 2 weeks.
Mike, enjoy your time, man, at the Combine. Really appreciate you finding time, bud, as always, for us this morning. Thanks.
Thank you, Joe.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joining us. Hey, we're not done. Alan Poupart's going to talk more about those Miami Dolphins. We'll talk to SI.com Dolphin Insider right after this.
Hurricanes